16-year-old Nicole Ambrosini and her 20-year-old boyfriend Moses Cruz claim exotic dancer Lisette Hernandez owes them a refund on a condo.
You folks were living in the same hotel that the defendant was living in temporarily. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that where you became friends?
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Well, we didn't become friends there. We became friends at work.
Okay. Don't tell. And there came a time when you were going to buy a condo. Is that right?
Yes.
And you approached the defendants to see if they wanted to rent a room in your condo that you were purchasing.
Exactly.
According to these papers, you said yes,
Yes.
and you needed some money.
Exactly.
How much money did you need?
$700.
And as sort of a down payment on their room, you gave her the $700?
Correction, Your Honor, that was $750. I have 2 contracts here signing. I had to pay a $500 first month and a $250 security deposit.
Okay, can I see what you have?
Yes,
please?
ma'am. These are 2 pieces of evidence that I have. 2 contracts that Lisette signed herself.
Okay, fine. So let's assume it was $750. This is some contract.
I was in a rush, Your Honor. Grabbed the first thing I could. The next one's better.
Okay. And then, for some reason, which I'm sure that you will tell me, you decided not to move into the condo, and she gave you back $100, according to these papers. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am, she is.
And you want the other $650.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She was dancing with me. We were both dancers.
I'm
Okay?
sorry, I'm 16
And I made
years old.
$3,000. I made $3,000, and she know that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 16-year-old Nicole Ambrosini and her 20-year-old boyfriend Moses Cruz want the money back on a condo from exotic dancer Lisette Hernandez. Lisette says they moved out without giving notice.
Well, there came a time, I gather from these papers, that you moved out of the hotel but did not move right into the condo.
Right, Your Honor.
Where did you move?
Okay, at that time, we needed
This
a
is your
place.
boyfriend?
Yes, this is my boyfriend Moses. We were looking for another location to live while we were waiting for the condo. We were going to just stay in the hotel. It was very expensive, so Lisette kindly offered us to stay in her boyfriend's house and pay $100 a week. We did that, and we stayed there for about 2 to 3 weeks, I believe, and we paid him for every week. At that time, we were told that she needed the money immediately, and we gave that money to her within 3 days because she had said she had a closing to meet. And it would
Closing
be,
on the condo.
Yes,
I understand that.
she said it would be about a month to get it, okay? So in our minds, we're thinking, okay, we only have to tough this out for about a month. We wound up not getting a condo or not moving into a place for 3 months. We were waiting to move in for 3 months.
Just a minute.
For 3 months, Your Honor.
Did you stay in the boyfriend's house for 3 months?
Yes. No, we did not. We stayed in the boyfriend's house for about 3 weeks. The other times we were staying at the hotel, and then my father was moving out of his apartment, and he was moving out half of the month early.
So you moved someplace else.
Yes.
Right. But there came a time when you ultimately said to her, I don't want to move
Yes.
in. Right. Mm-hmm. And when was that?
That was in, I guess, April.
How much after you had left the hotel and moved into the boyfriend's house did you tell her, I want my money back, I don't want to move in?
About a month.
That's a lie.
Okay, you tell me.
That's a lie. It was one day. Okay, this is what happened. When they moved into the apartment with my boyfriend, with me and my boyfriend, they was paying $100 a week, which is true. Okay, now, when they was moving out, I didn't know they was moving out. My boyfriend tells me one day, Lisette, do you know that they moving out? I said, what? He said, yeah, they moving out. I said, no, I don't know nothing about it. He said, well, I'm getting ready to leave, so when I leave, you talk to them and ask them. When I came to you and asked her, I said, Nicole, y'all moving out? She said, yeah, we moving out. My father left me. Wait a minute. My father left me an apartment, and I'm gonna move into it, and we're gonna keep paying the rent there or whatever to stay there. I said to her, so what do you expect me to do? You expect me to take the money right now and just give it to you when I don't have it? You know I'm trying to get this condominium, and I don't have the money right now to give to you. Okay, but before that happened, one day we had went out, or we was working or whatever. She was waitressing, and I was working in a place where we was working at. I made $4,000 that day, and I said to Nicole, I said, here, I gave her like $1,200 to help her out or whatever. I never asked her for the money back. I never said nothing to her.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
Your Honor,
That's exactly what it was, $1,200.
Miss Hernandez, I'm going to simplify this. I've just, while you've been telling me this whole story, been looking at these two papers. These two papers, I assume that you recall signing. Is that right?
Right, and I agreed to pay her back the money. I did.
Okay, so...
And I told her that I would pay for it as soon as I be able to get the money.
You signed the contract. So you owe her the money.
Right.
How much did you pay her back?
$100.
So you owe her $650.
Right, but she moved to Texas. But how did she expect me? I live in Florida. She lives. Hold on. She gave me an address and expects me to make her money order every week and send her $50.
She said she would do
stamp
that.
and everything. I said to her, let me finish. They said they will come back to they was moving back to Florida, whatever.
Miss Hernandez.
She said that.
Moses. You got to train him better.
I try, Your Honor. I try.
You try harder. If you don't do it now, it'll be too late. Do you understand? They get into bad habits.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Miss Hernandez, you owe her the $650.
Right.
Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $650.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. I wanted to make this easier for you, but in that time that I was struggling, trying to get money back, broke, Lisette wasn't paying us, my mother, who is a witness here today, sent me $300. I was living independently at the time.
What are you lecturing
Exactly.
about? Just a second. What are you lecturing about? You sued for $650. I gave you $650.
Okay.
Say goodbye and thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Nerves.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And on the next
Kessler versus Fields. Step forward, please.
29-year-old Scott Kessler says his life partner, Lytton Fields, ran him over with a car during a lover's quarrel. Since the fight, the two have split up. Now, Scott is suing to recover his medical expenses.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 188 on the calendar in the matter of Kessler versus Fields. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have seats.
You two gentlemen had some beaut of a fight. And according to you, Mr. Kessler, you were assaulted by Mr. Fields' car, and he almost ran you over, causing you some serious injury. According to Mr. Fields, you assaulted his car, causing damage to his car. So why don't you tell me, gentlemen, how this argument got started?
Basically, to the best of my recollection, I came home for lunch. I had a job offer to move to Dallas. Both of us...
Were you living together at the time?
We were. I came home, took an extended lunch, and we weren't
Look
getting
over
along.
here.
We weren't getting along for some reason. We had a fight. I don't recall exactly what it was. He didn't want to talk about it. He left. I got upset. Didn't want him to leave. Asked him not to walk out on me. And he got in his car, started the engine. I got upset as he started to back out, and I did kick his car. It was a stupid thing to do, but I did. As he backed out of the driveway, he pulled across the street, backed up into the driveway, and put his car forward and slammed into the back of my car, which is parked parallel in front of my house in the street.
Okay, so let me understand this. You kicked his car.
Yes, ma'am.
He backed out his car and hit your car with his car.
Yes, ma'am.
And then what happened?
Just before he had backed out, a police officer had driven by, and after he smashed into the back of my car, I ran out to flag the officer down. I was standing behind my car when I got out to the street. It happened very quick. The next thing I knew, I was on his hood, and he sped up.
Just a minute. He didn't fly on his hood.
No, he hit me
He hit you
with his car.
from the front?
Yes.
Go ahead.
After I was on his hood, he sped up and was going down the street, and I
With you
was-
on the hood of the car.
With me on the hood of his car. I was holding onto his windshield wipers to not be thrown off. When I realized what was going on, I got very angry, and I did tear the left windshield wiper off. When I did that,
Well, that was sort of foolish, sir, because according to you, you were holding on for dear life to these two windshield wipers. One would have thought that you would have held on to them and not broken off your last link to safety. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Mr.
I do
Kessler.
not recall what was going through my mind. It just happened so fast.
Well, what usually goes through your mind when you're in a situation that is very dangerous is how to best protect myself. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
The best way for you to protect yourself at that moment was to hold on for dear life to the only two things that you could grab hold of, which were the two windshield wipers. Not to break one off and throw it away. Then you're holding on with one hand. Right, Mr. Kessler?
Yes, ma'am. I did grab onto his hood after, the top part of the hood, and I was holding onto that. And
How do you hold on to the top part of a hood that's closed?
underneath, you can grab onto it. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't recall. This part happened so fast, I don't recall.
Okay.
But I was
you
still
do remember
holding on.
that you pulled off his windshield
Yes,
wiper?
and I was still holding onto the right windshield wiper, and I must have had my hand somewhere where I didn't. I was still on the hood of the car. He slammed on his brakes. When he did so, the right windshield wiper came off in my hands because I had a firm grip on that windshield wiper. I flew back, landed on my back, hit my head. The next thing I know, the bumper was somewhere up here above my head. It happened really quick. He threw the car in reverse, started going backwards. I felt, pain in my back and in my head at that point, and I screamed. I threw the windshield wiper at his car. It hit his windshield and shattered it. And after that happened, I heard a car coming up behind me. I tried to stand up and I couldn't. The police officer asked me what happened. I said, I don't know, we had a fight. He went nuts. He's slamming into my car. Please stop him. Basically, I was able to get up and I hopped on my left foot back to my car. That's when I realized something was wrong. I didn't know my leg was broken or my ankle was broken or what was wrong with it. That's basically it.
Now, do you want to hear the truth?
Well, I'll hear your side of the story, sir, and then I'll decide who's telling the truth.
What happened was, he came home for lunch. I was getting ready to leave. My car was ready and running. Came home to explain the transfer to Dallas, whatever. I explained to him that I thought it was a great opportunity, that he should do it, that he should go ahead and go down there. It would take me at least a couple months to get all my things organized. He took it as it was a final decision of a breakup, whatever. Then we led into an argument. It had been going for about an hour. I had to leave. I was late. So I went, got in my car. He was still irritated, mad, whatever you want to say. Followed me out to my car, still screaming at me. Then that's when he kicked the door. I backed out, was starting to back out. He kicked the door again. I pulled out into the street. At that point, I felt that I had taken way too much of his crap before and after and during that situation. So I proceeded to run into the back end of his car. As soon as I was done with that, I was done and over with it. I started to back up, pull away. He stood in front of my car, would not let me leave. So I kept inching the car forward. He jumped on the hood, grabbed both of my windshield wipers, and started proceeding to rip them off. So I did take the car up to about getting ready to go into third gear.
What does that mean, third gear?
30 miles an hour, so went a good couple blocks. And decided to slam on my brakes.
Mr. Fields.
Well,
not smart.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Then that's when he went flying off with both windshield wipers in hand. I figured it was done, over with, I was out of it. He then proceeded to stand up with windshield wiper in hand and slammed the windshield wiper into my windshield, busted it. I have the receipt for the windshield. When he did that, that's when I said, okay, enough's enough. You want to play this game? We'll play this game first.
Sounds like the War of the Roses to me. It's a good thing there wasn't a chandelier around. Woo!
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
We did get into screaming matches quite frequently because it gets a little old when you're living with somebody who refuses to talk to you.
And later today, he didn't follow instructions. He had a lot of conceit for his work, and I don't like green eggs and ham, Sam I am.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lytton Fields admits he was extremely angry at his lover, 29-year-old Scott Kessler. Lytton claims running him over in his car was an accident and doesn't feel he should pay for Scott's medical expenses.
Were you a witness to this thing?
No, ma'am, I'm just here because he can't do anything with his ankle.
If he can't do something on his ankle, he'll tell me.
Yeah.
You're not a physician, are you? Can you do anything on your ankle?
The only activity I can still do is snow ski with some pain. The boot holds my ankle together.
Is it your right ankle or your
It's
left?
my right ankle.
Your right ankle. Is that the same foot that you kicked his car with?
Yes.
Twice?
Yes.
Listen, gentlemen, clearly, based upon what you both told me, you cared about each other for a long time. You lived together? What I don't understand, Mr. Fields, is your reaction in taking this car up to 30 miles an hour with him on the hood. Let me tell you why I don't understand that. We all lose our tempers. Clearly, you both lost your temper, because I think that somewhere in the middle of what you both told me is the truth. You can replace a windshield, you can replace a dent to your car, you can replace him going into your car, because sometimes people, when they're hot, they do those things to other people's property, even people that they care about. But the physical part of it, the accelerating your car to 30 miles an hour and then slamming on the brakes, not smart.
I agree.
Now, Mr. Kessler, you started it. You understand that?
I made the first stupid move, yes, ma'am. I do have records from my doctor, signed statements that show, and I have pictures, that I have bumper impaction contusions on both of my legs where I was struck by the bumper. I was hit by the car.
I don't doubt that you hurt yourself.
And my ankle was completely crushed when the tire ran over it.
Could I see it, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Ankle looks pretty bad. Have you seen these photographs?
No, I haven't.
Well, I'd like you to take a look at them, Mr. Fields.
I do have a signed doctor's statement stating that I was struck by a car. It was obviously that I was struck by a car.
Sir, statements from a professional witness can tell me that you had a broken tibia, that you had this or that. But a doctor can't tell me how it happened, because that is a judicial determination made after hearing evidence. I mean, there's no question that you were injured. What were your medical bills, and were any of them uncovered?
My medical bills were in excess of $10,000.
How much
to
were covered?
reconstruct my ankle. I believe about 7,000 of them were covered by my insurance.
What do you mean you believe? Don't you have the bills there, sir?
I do have a lot of bills. Between the insurance company and the lawyer that I hired at first, I did not get all my paperwork back from him.
Well, I can't even consider, sir, your application for certain medical bills without a clear figure about what medical bills were left uncovered.
Well, I have statements here showing...
Mr. Kessler, when you come to court, you're supposed to be prepared, sir.
I have a statement here for several bills that are showing what is owed by me. Apparently, they are more than what I expected. I still have continuing medical bills to this day. I have another surgery I have to schedule for next month, which will not be covered because it's a pre-existing injury.
Mr. Kessler, I can't give you anticipatory damages, sir. Do you have a figure for me of what your unreimbursed medical bills are to date, sir?
Unfortunately, I have outlines of bills here that I received from my attorney. He refused to return any of the other paperwork to me. I do have for future medical bills. I have records here that state that I am going to need another surgery.
I cannot, as I told you, Mr. Kessler, give you anticipatory damages. I've already told you that.
Okay.
Mr. Kessler, so is the bottom line, sir, is you do not know exactly...
What I'm suing for mainly is besides medical bills, is loss of enjoyment of life. I cannot run, jump, I cannot water ski, I cannot do anything anymore. I never will the rest of my life.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
That I jumped on his car, that's absolutely ridiculous. There is no way I jumped on his car. His car hit me.
And later today,
In this case, he loves that caricature because it was taken 20 years ago. It's probably the last time he looked good.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Scott Kessler is suing his former lover, Lytton Fields, after a lover's quarrel turned violent. The judge is ready to rule.
Mr. Kessler, I do not excuse what he did. This was a terrible argument. I believe that you were were at least partially responsible because you jumped on the hood of his car. You jumped on the hood of his car and you grabbed his windshield wipers. You placed yourself in harm's way. That does not excuse him from doing what he did, which was accelerate the car and then stop short. This wasn't a case where you were crossing the street and you were hit by his car. I am not giving you any money, sir, for lack of enjoyment of your life. You are partially responsible for what happened to you. He is going to pay your unreimbursed medical bills to date. If you do not have those unreimbursed medical bills to date, sir, I cannot order any money on your behalf. Wait until you have your second surgery and sue him again. Do you want to do that so that you've done it on all in one ball of wax? I'm more than happy to allow you to withdraw this proceeding without prejudice to you refiling when you have accumulated all of your medical bills. Unreimbursed. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. The only thing that I have to say as far as jumping on his car is I do have, there's no way I could have jumped on his car.
I believe that that's exactly what happened, sir.
I have pictures proving that I have bruises below my knee.
Listen to me, sir. I don't know when the bruises came about. I don't know when they came about when you fell off, when you jumped on. Mr. Kessler, that's my findings, sir. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want me to make an award based upon nothing more than conjecture in your original statement that you had approximately $3,000 in unreimbursed medical bills, and I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to give you the $3,000, or do you want to withdraw this proceeding without prejudice to having it renewed when you have your next surgery, and then you can get all of your bills together? What do you want to do,
Yes,
sir?
ma'am, I will do that then.
Fine, this matter is marked withdrawn without prejudice. Thank you very much.
What's that excuse? You may step out. Back over to your right, please.
The kid's a little old. When you're living with somebody who refuses to talk to you, doesn't give you any reason why he won't talk to you, none of your friends can stand him, because my own family, when he came out to visit, could not believe that I was seeing somebody with his attitude.
And now the next case.
Parties on Lane versus Tynan. Step forward, please.
Los Angeles artist Jack Lane claims he was contracted to draw a caricature of 45-year-old Dan Tynan, but he never paid him for it.
Mr. Lane, you are an artist.
Yes, Your Honor.
According to your complaint, you were commissioned by the defendant to do a caricature of him
Yes.
for a Rotary Club. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you did the caricature.
Yes.
Do you have it?
Yes, I do.
And you sent it to him. And he didn't pay you for it.
That's right, Your Honor.
Why?
Your Honor, he had sent me the character, or he had solicited me to draw a caricature for my demotion party.
Tell me what a demotion party
Demotion
is.
party is at the end of my presidency and my service club. We have a party at the end of the year. At that party, we usually get some form of gift. He had done this for other clubs, and he had solicited me saying, "Can I do this for your club?" I said, "Come to my office." I made an appointment. He came to my office. And at that time, I showed him a caricature that I keep on my wall, Your Honor. And I instructed him that this is the caricature that I wanted, something like this with a couple of exceptions. The exceptions were to put my logo on the cap and to put something else in my hand other than a hot dog, like a hammer or a gavel or something. Then he proceeded to draw.
Well, did he do it in front of you, sir? Did he do the drawing while you were sitting in your office?
No, we went outside in the parking lot and he continued to draw. After he drew, he showed me the drawing, and it was nothing like this. It was something that he draws himself, more of a portrait than a caricature. I said that is still not what I had drawn, that I had with the changes. He said he was going to go back, ink the difference or ink something, and that he would mail it to me.
Okay, so he went home and he drew this?
He went home, he drew that, sent it to me. That was not the cartoon.
Just a second. You sent it to him.
Yes.
When did you send it to him, sir?
I billed him and sent it to him 5/1.
May 1st.
Yes.
And you received it when, sir?
Somewhere mid-May.
Let's say you received it the beginning of the second week in May.
Very good.
What did you do with it?
Once I saw the caricature, I knew that I would not use it for my demotion party because it wasn't what I had commissioned or what I had asked for. When he sent the second billing request, I packaged it and mailed it back to
When
him.
did he send the second billing request?
July, I believe.
And your demotion party was in June.
In June. Yeah, late June.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You're going to pay this bill, sir, and I'm going to tell you why. Very simple. I would have complete sympathy for your position if when you received this in May, beginning of the second week in May, before your demotion party, you put it back in the envelope and you sent it back to this gentleman and you said, this is not what I bargained for. I'm not interested in it. If you want another opportunity to do what I did in fact commission, because this quite frankly is an adorable caricature, absolutely adorable, but it's not exactly what I want. It doesn't have a gavel in the hand and I don't like the logo. Because those are the two things that you complained about.
Yes.
Right? So it would be very easy for him to put a gavel in your hand and to change the logo. You didn't give him an opportunity to do that. You didn't even have the common courtesy to respond to his first billing. You waited until July, 2 months later, and then you packed it up and sent it back to him. That's bad form. He just bought himself a caricature. Give it to him.
Your Honor.
Mr. Lane, you won.
Yeah.
$92.01 to the plaintiff. That's all. Thank
That
you.
is for brother.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the
10 versus Lehman. Step forward, please.
28-year-old Portia Pendleton says her former friend, Jerry Lehman, asked if he could take topless photos of her on his Harley Davidson in exchange for a modeling fee. Portia claims she did the topless photo shoot, but Jerry never paid her the money he promised.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. All rise. Justice number 195 on the calendar in the matter of Pendleton versus Lehman. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Have a seat, ma'am.
All right, Miss Pendleton, you say Mr. Lehman owes you $1,200 for something about a photo shoot, negatives, and a Harley motorcycle. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct, Your
I
Honor.
found it rather difficult to follow the flow of your complaint, so why don't you tell me about this photo shoot first?
Okay, well, basically, in June of 1996, Mr. Lehman approached me with a business opportunity. He told me that...
How did you know Mr. Lehman so that he could approach you?
He approached me at the bar and restaurant that I worked with. He'd been coming in there for approximately 2 years, and I've gotten to know him over that period of time. So in June, Mr. Lehman approached me. He stated that his motorcycle was going to be published in a magazine on the parts, the custom work he does on Harleys, and he needed a model to model with his motorcycle. He told me that the magazine that it was going to be published for was called Easy Rider. It was a biker magazine, and the pictures detailed, bikini, and some of them were going to be topless. And, I checked them out. They were a little cheesy, but not really bad. And I went ahead and I bought a copy of the magazine and the type of pictures that I was told I was going to be taken. At that point in time, I told Mr. Lehman I'd be interested in doing it. I was told that I would be paid $1,200 if I did my own hair and makeup, and he would take the pictures.
So what you're saying is he said that he would pay you $1,200 to do the photo shoot.
Yes.
Totally incorrect.
So, at that point in time, I went down to a shop probably in the middle of October, and we went ahead and took 2.5 rolls of film. I told Mr. Lehman that, one, I wanted the set closed because I didn't want a whole bunch of people, wagging around. And the second thing is that once we were done with the shoot, that I get the negatives and the pictures back of the pictures that he wasn't going to use, because I just didn't want them, floating all over the place. The only reason that I didn't get a contract with Mr. Lehman is because I've known him for 2 years. I considered him a friend, and I thought I could trust him. If I would have known that it would come to this point, I would have had him go through my agency to get me to take these pictures. I have my portfolio book here with the type of shots that I normally do.
Not interested.
Okay.
I assume from the fact that you have a portfolio,
Mm-hmm.
and you said something about your agency, that you are really a model and you work in this restaurant that you work in sort of to make money.
Part-time. Yeah,
Part-time.
Try to.
In between modeling jobs. Is that correct?
Yes.
When you have a modeling job, you do the shoot and you get paid.
You do get paid, but it's a billing process. The agent bills the client and you get it within 30 days.
Right. Now you're not dealing with an agent.
Yes.
You're dealing with a friend.
Yes.
So you do the shoot. Did you say to him, give me my money?
No, I expected that it would take between 2 to 3 weeks after it was published.
Why, after it was published? When you do a magazine or a photo shoot, you do it and they may publish it 6 months later. They may never publish it, but you get your money.
Well, because that's what Mr. Lehman had told me.
What did he tell you?
He told me that after I took the pictures, the magazine normally takes between 2 to 3 weeks to go ahead and pay. And that's what he was going to give the money for.
Something doesn't sound right there. You're not waiting for the magazine, Miss Pendleton, to publish your pictures. You don't give a rat's behind whether the magazine publishes your pictures or not.
No, that's true.
Right? You were doing the photo shoot for him.
Yeah.
Unless your arrangement with him was that you only got paid if the magazine bought the pictures.
Correct.
That's what he says in his answer. Is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
But he was saying that he was going to wait and give me the money until after he received the pictures were published. That's what he told me.
You can look at me with those gorgeous brown eyes. All you like, Miss Pendleton. But I'm telling you, if you're in the business, you know that a magazine could say, I'm not publishing this picture. I don't like this lady. I don't like what she looks like. I don't want the bathing suit. I don't like her hair. I don't like her figure. I don't like her face. And I'm not going to publish the picture.
Yeah.
Right? So unless your agreement with Mr. Lehman was that you got paid if they selected your picture, your conversations with them about waiting until after the magazine was published doesn't make sense.
Okay, Your Honor, I would like to introduce a witness because Mr. Lehman had stated the conversation with another individual.
Oh, I hear your witness. And your name?
Stacy Kirsten.
Who are you?
I used to work with Portia at this bar and restaurant many months ago. And I met Jerry because he used to come in there once in a while, and he introduced himself to me with a business opportunity, which never really came to be, but he told me that he had done these pictures with her and that they were published, and he told me, quote unquote, he got a very good sum of money for the pictures.
Were the pictures ever published, sir?
No, ma'am.
So that you were just pulling this lady's leg.
I never told her that.
What'd you tell her?
I haven't never discussed Portia's business with this woman. They are friends. I have met her. I have talked to her on occasions. I have never discussed any business with her at all.
Are you a photographer or a biker?
A biker, not a photographer. I met Portia. She has done quite a few of these contests, bikini contests, different contests, and when I talked to her, she seemed to always be strapped for money. So I told her, this magazine right here, that if we took pictures and they accepted them, it pays $500, and it states it right in here. She gets $350, I get $150. I told her at that point, because we had an arrangement where I was building a motorcycle that I bought, and I planned on selling it to her way before this even happened. I told her that if they went in, she could have my $150, keep the $500. She told me at that point, fine, why don't we just deduct it from the bike?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He made a comment that if she had slept with him, he would have given her the bike for free. God is my witness, he said that.
And later today,
He offered to pay you $12 for your cat.
$12.50, Your Honor. He tells me the cats are disposable.
I suppose he feels that same way about his dog.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jerry Lehman says he took topless photos of his friend Portia Pendleton so they could enter the pictures in a contest. Portia says she was to be paid no matter what.
She took the pictures, sir.
Yes, we took the pictures.
All right, so let's move on with the
But she never filled out the release form and the other requirements, so they could not be sent in.
Did you ever fill out release forms?
No, and the reason that was never done is because I had never agreed to do a contest, and this is a letter that Mr. Lehman wrote me, and he states that a photo of you holding the signed release form with your driver's license is required. Now, if he's stating that I went down there knowingly to enter this contest, why was that never done? Because we had never had that type of agreement.
Well, just a second. Why didn't you ever sign the release when she came into the photo shoot?
To be honest with you, I didn't think about it. I've never done it before.
Good question.
Thank you.
I had not gone through their requirements and read all their requirements. All I knew is I had a few friends that had their girlfriends in the magazine. They said, send it in. When I went through and read everything after we took the pictures, got in touch with her and said, okay, we need to do this.
And what happened?
We never got it done. I didn't meet up with her.
What do you mean you never got it done?
I would only meet her where she worked.
So why didn't you bring it to where she worked?
She would only come in on certain days when she had a client. Lots of times I would go, she never showed up for work.
All right. Did you ever have a discussion with her about returning the negatives and all the other pictures to her?
No, ma'am.
Well, where are all the pictures and the negatives?
When I moved my facility in April, we cleaned out the office because I was moving into a small place. I threw everything away. It's 5 months after the fact. I didn't need it. I threw away a lot of my own stuff.
So you don't have them anymore?
No, ma'am.
You understand that if, in fact, any of these pictures surface, she now has the basis for a very substantial lawsuit against you. You understand that? Based upon what you just said to me.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to rethink that? Where are the pictures and the negatives?
I can only tell you the truth. They've been in the dumpster since April.
You better hope nobody takes them out.
Your Honor, he had even made comments to me when I discussed a business proposition with him. He made a comment that if she had slept with him, he would have given her the bike for free. God is my witness, he said that. So, I think he has these pictures, and he did tell me they were published. He said
Just a second. Listen to me. If he told you at some time that the pictures were published and he made a lot of money, that's because he is a blowhard. Right?
It is true.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the $500 that you gave him for this bicycle.
Okay, because
Did you give him $500 as a down payment for the bike?
Yes, I gave him. And he gave me the key.
Did she give you $500 for the bike?
She has never given me a penny in her life. And what they need is lie detector machines sitting right here on each table.
Show me the canceled check for the $500 that you gave him.
I didn't give him a check. I gave him cash, but he gave me the key to the motorcycle, and he told me that he would deliver the motorcycle in a couple of weeks because it was having mechanical problems.
Where did you get the $500 from?
From working.
So you keep all the money that you make in cash?
Some of it, yes, and then, when I do my modeling jobs, I have the checks and I deposit them into my account.
In a bank account?
Mm-hmm.
In a checking account, because that's where you keep the money that you receive, because you have to pay taxes on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You write checks for your rent, right?
That's true.
You write checks for your telephone.
But
right?
That's correct.
You write checks for your credit cards, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe you. Okay, I believe him. I believe that what you just agreed to do was to do a contest. I don't believe that he agreed to pay you $1,200 even if the pictures weren't published. That's a lot of nonsense. He's not a photographer, he's a biker. And I don't believe that you gave him $500. So your case is dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, is that excused? You may step out. Back to you.
For a bottle of booze, you're going to give somebody a key to a $3,500 Harley-Davidson, especially, somebody that you're not in any type of relationship
She don't do any good without the motorcycle.
And now the next case.
Bodies on Malcolm versus Tripp. Step forward, please.
Attorney John Malcolm says his cat Virginia was killed by his neighbor, Gerald Tripp's pit bull. Gerald has offered to pay $12.50 to replace the cat. But John says that is not enough.
Mr. Tripp, this is your dog?
Yes, ma'am.
Your dog killed the plaintiff's cat.
So they
You don't
say.
seem to deny that.
Well, I don't know that for sure either.
Put your hands down, sir. From your answer to Mr. Malcolm's complaint, you sort of Am I boring you?
Definitely. I apologize.
Well, then I'll try to make it as fast as possible. Mr. Malcolm, you two are neighbors?
Yes, we are.
I would like you to tell me what you observed. Give me the date of the incident.
July 29th, at about 1:15 in the morning, I was awoken by the loud barking of a dog and the scream of a cat. And this was a horrific scream. It wasn't like an ordinary cat fight. It was a bloody murder type scream. I got up out of bed, ran to the other end of the house, looked out the kitchen window, and in my field of view, which is about 30 degrees, I could see at least two people standing, not more than this distance from here to the dog, watching that dog attack our cat.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Tell me how you really
It
feel.
stopped.
Come on, Malcolm, come on. Tell me.
How do I really feel?
Tell me how
I
you
would
feel.
like to have a piece of him. I
Yeah.
really would.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. John Malcolm says he witnessed the killing of his cat by his neighbor Gerald Tripp's pit bull. Gerald says cats are disposable.
Where did this happen, sir?
This happened about 10 feet away from our front porch.
Okay, so it was on your property.
Yes, it was.
What did you do?
I ran to the back of the bedroom, got my pants and a flashlight, and ran out. And I think I said something like, "Hey, you guys just killed my cat." The dog was already gone at that point. He was already gone.
You mean the defendant?
The defendant. His brother Rodney.
That's this young man here?
Yes, seated with the dog. And another young man, also with a close cropped haircut like that, turned and walked away. I knelt down and saw Virginia, and she was just ripped to shreds. She was crushed.
How long had you had the cat, sir?
I've had her for 12 years. She's been a beloved family member. My wife and children have cared a great deal about her.
Okay, Mr. Tripp, I'll hear your side of the story, sir. But to make this fast so that you don't fall asleep.
Yeah.
Put your hands down.
I was woken up by my dad. They said the cops were outside, wanted to talk to me about my dog killing the cat.
Listen to me. Slowly. You were awakened by your father.
Yeah, I was wakened by the old man. He woke me up, said, "Come outside. The cops want to talk to you about your dog killing the cat." So I went outside. I find this dude right here. He was kicking it. And then two cops and a dead cat. I get with my family and they fill me in on what had happened.
Did you see what happened, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Stand up here.
Yeah.
Maybe you're a little more articulate than your brother.
Yeah.
Yo, hold on to that dog.
Put the dog on a leash
The dog's on the leash.
and hold it. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, ma'am. I was woke by my friend Greg, the other witness that he mentioned. He came inside yelling that there was someone breaking into my vehicle. I went outside, and when I ran outside the front door, Max followed me. I observed the cat in the corner of my eye in my front yard. The dog ran over to the cat as I was running to the car. Ran the car, I seen it got broken into.
Try looking at me.
The steering column and everything was busted out, and I could hear the cat screaming. So I look over, and next thing I know, he comes running outside. "Your dog's killing my cat. Your dog's killing my cat." I was
But by
like, "Yes,
this time, sir, the dog and the cat were on his property.
The dog chased the cat onto his property."
The dog chased the cat onto his property.
Yeah, after it was in our front yard.
Sit down. So once this happened, which one of these two geniuses said to you, "Too bad about your cat, man"?
This one.
Yeah, sounds right. All right, and he offered to pay you $12 for your cat.
$12.50, Your Honor.
Because
He tells
he
me
said-
that cats are disposable.
Mm-hmm.
One's as good as another.
I suppose he feels that way about his dog.
Your Honor?
You don't feel the same way about your dog?
Most definitely. Easy come, easy go.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Mr. Tripp, how old are you, sir?
22, ma'am.
22. And how do you support yourself?
Unemployed.
So you don't support yourself?
Correct.
How many times have you been arrested?
How many times have I been arrested?
That was my question. I understood my question.
You know, it's really... I want to say once. One time that I remember. He knows all about it. He was asking me about it the other day.
And who do you live with?
I live with my father.
Who else?
My dog. My brother. They're the members of our family. Who do you live with?
You ever been in the drug rehabilitation program?
Man, that's none of your business, I feel.
Well, I'll tell you what is my business, Mr. Tripp. I'm awarding the plaintiff $1,500. It's more than he's requested for the damage that was done to his family emotionally, the damage to his cat, and the suffering that the cat suffered. Sir, you've only been arrested according to your statement once at this time in your life. You continue with that kind of an attitude when you're in court. I guarantee you this will not be the last time you're before a judge. That's all.
All right, Zach, excuse, you may step out.
It wasn't so bad.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And on the next...
Bunch versus the Cowboy Boogie Company. Step forward.
25-year-old student Marcus Bunch says he was punched and injured by bouncers at the Cowboy Boogie Company. He wants the owner, Jack Wade, to pay his medical bills.
Order, all rise. Your Honor, this is case number 199 on the calendar in the matter of Bunch versus the Cowboy Boogie Company. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, gentlemen.
Mr. Bunch.
Yes.
And you are, sir?
Mr. Wade.
Shh. Mr. Wade, you are the owner of this club?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Mr. Bunch, your papers indicate that you were assaulted by Mr. Wade's employees while you were a patron of the club.
Yes, Your Honor, that's true.
All right, tell me what happened, sir.
Me and a bunch of friends went that night to take some dance lessons to have a good time at the club. And
is this a dance club?
Yes, sir.
And we took the lessons, and afterwards we were dancing, and a good song came on, and we decided that we were going to dance with the rest of the customers that were up on the stage or a platform area. And when we got up there, me and my friend John, we danced for about a half of the song. And at that point, one of the bouncers came up and told us that we had to get down. So we did. And we asked him, why could the rest of the people dance up there if we couldn't? And he said simply because they're girls. And John protested. He said, well, that's not fair. You know, in our society, it's supposed to be equal. If they can dance there,
so
we should be
there were
allowed
only
to
girls
also.
up on the platform?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So he said if he didn't like it, take it up with the management or get the heck out of the place. And we turned around and we started to walk away. And I said, all right, Haas. And that was probably a mistake. I called the guy Haas. But I don't think that was a very harsh thing to call him. And we walked away and we went back to our table. And at that point, he said, all right, you guys are out of here. And he turned around and he walked away. So we just kept going back to our table and we sat down and we were with the rest of our friends. And he came back instantly with a bunch of guys wearing red shirts that said Cowboy Boogie Company. And he grabbed me briskly and picked me off of my bar stool and started escorting me out of the establishment. And I went peacefully. And in front of me was John, carried hog-tied, and they were slamming him around, running him out the front door, knocking over some of the other customers that were in the place, and they threw him out the front door.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, we were underneath the umbrella in front of the establishment, and we walked past that, and we were actually in the parking lot now. And John turned around and said, I want my cowboy hat. And
this is John.
This is John.
May I say something?
Not yet.
That night, he had just purchased a cowboy hat from this establishment, and he had lost it that night.
Okay.
So he was upset. They didn't want to let him go back in the club to get the hat, and they were arguing, exchanging words at each other. And at this point, to remind you, we were past the umbrella out in the parking lot. Mm-hmm. At that point, one of the bouncers, I believe it's this guy here.
Which one, in the red shirt?
In the red shirt, yes, ma'am. He blew his top and ran out. He was by the front door. He ran out and slugged him in the chest, knocking him down to the ground. And his girlfriend and I were standing next to him, and he said, excuse my language, you too. And he punched her in the chest and knocked her down the ground also. And then when he turned towards me, at that point, just instantly, I defended myself. I hit him. I turned around, and I wanted to get the heck out of there. There was too many bouncers there. I'm not trying to pick a fight. I just wanted to be safe and get out of there. Then...
Just a second. So let me understand this, Mr. Bunch. You hit the employee first.
Yes, ma'am. After he had hit both of my friends and turned towards me.
You hit the employee first.
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead, then what happened?
Okay, so I ran through the parking lot as fast as I could.
So you hit him, and then you ran away?
Yes, I ran as fast as I could. And then there was a bunch of people chasing me. And I zigzagged through the parking lot. I ran different directions. Finally, they caught up with me, and they beat the crap out of me. They knocked me down on the ground.
Order.
I curled up into a ball, and they stomped me. They kicked me with cowboy boots, or I don't know what, but they broke my finger. They gave me a subcutaneous hematoma in one of my other fingers. They kicked me in the back.
Just a second. When you say a subcutaneous hematoma, it meant that one of your nails turned black?
Yes, and they had to, in the ER, they had to burn a hole through my nail with an electric probe so the blood can come out. It was very painful. They broke my pinky in 2 places. I had numerous bruises and scratches and kicks, and I had a bump on my elbow that lasted for 2 weeks. I was just in pain.
Where did you hit this gentleman when you hit him?
It's somewhere in the face.
And I assume that you hit him with your fist.
Yes, I did.
And you didn't stick around to see what kind of injury there was?
Not at all. I was running for my life. I wanted to leave that establishment. There was too many bouncers there. And I'm not a fighter. I was just defending myself. This guy hit both of my friends and turned towards me. He's looking at me. He's 6'4", 300 pounds and muscular. I'm getting out of there.
You should have gotten out before you hit him, Mr. Bunch.
He turned towards me and was coming
listen
at
to
me.
You should have, at that point, if you're scared to death of him, you turn around as fast as your little legs can take you and you start to run. Just think about it, Mr. Bunch.
You're
if you're
absolutely
scared to death of somebody, you are large, aren't you, sir?
Yes.
You're scared to death of this man. And you probably had to swing up to hit him, right?
No, he was done. He was coming towards me. I didn't have a second to react. He hit both of them, turns towards me, and he was down at my level, ready to hit me too. And that's when I just immediately hit him and ran. I didn't have a second to react. I couldn't believe, I was in amazement that this guy ran from the front door, ran out and hit the girl that was only 115 pounds and slammed her to the ground. I couldn't believe it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I have a permanent disability. My finger is permanently bent.
Is that the hand that you hit him with?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Marcus Bunch wants his medical bills paid after getting punched by a Cowboy Boogie Company bouncer. Owner Jack Wade says his bouncer has a different story.
Now, you, sir, weren't there that evening.
I was there, but I didn't
But
see
you didn't
the
witness this. But you did.
Yes.
And who are you?
I'm Travis Kelly. I was also there.
Well, let's hear. Stand up here. You first.
Okay. I was at work one night, and I remember this night. It was a Wednesday night, which is usually pretty busy. And Travis, who works the pit, called me
What's
down.
the pit?
That's where, in front of the DJ booth. That's where we have the platform where we just allow girls to dance.
Okay.
He says he got 2 guys on there that won't get off. So we went out and we asked him to leave. To get off the platform. And when one of the guys was coming down, he shouldered Travis. Okay? So in other words, he kind of assaulted him with his shoulder. So we wanted to take him outside just to talk to him, which is standard practice. We don't immediately throw people out. So in the course of escorting them to the door, they become very unruly. So we had to grab them, restrain them, and protect the other customers and get them outside. When we get them to the front door, I have to keep the door open. And one of the guys was coming at me, and I put my arm out to stop him. They wanted to come back in the club, and they were coming after me. So I'm just trying to protect myself. And then the girl came after me, at me. Obviously, if I hit her, I would have killed her. Obviously.
So what'd you do to her?
I just she ran into my arm and fell down.
back?
Yeah.
Okay.
So one of these guys, somebody hit me from the side. I didn't even see it coming. Just it really was nothing. And then he took off running.
Well, that was him.
I guess it was. Yeah, it didn't even hurt. It's like somebody slapped me in the face.
So he took off running, and what happened?
I don't have an answer either. But I saw the police down there. They were down there talking to the police.
Nobody chased him?
Me. I didn't see. I just got hit me in the eye. So.
Did you chase him?
No, I didn't chase him.
I don't know who it was. It was a bunch of guys in red shirts. That's all I know. They had a lot of employees wearing red shirts, just like the one he's wearing today.
Judge, all I know is I was the only one that was injured. I mean, had any type of injuries. It wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a big deal to me. You know?
Well, you said he would hit on the side of the face and didn't even hurt. And you can't identify either one of these two people as being people who chased you.
No, ma'am, I can't. I was running for my life.
And all you saw was some people who were beating you up in red shirts.
I saw the red shirts. They stand out.
Red shirts?
Red shirts.
Okay. You want to stand up here,
Yeah.
sir?
I'd like to say, first of all, when he said we got off of the bar and the platform, neither one of us put a shoulder in either one of them. And then we went back to the table.
I really didn't think that you did. Didn't you
No,
see
we
the look
didn't.
on my face?
No, we didn't.
But I want to know this, gentlemen. Have you been to this establishment before?
That was my first time there.
And
I
yours?
had been there before.
Well, if you were there before, you sort of knew the rules. Only girls are up on the platform.
I
Why
didn't
did
know that was the rules.
Well, you took a look up on the platform. How many people were up there?
A lot of people up there.
All girls?
It was a very popular song. Now, I
Just
don't know if it was all girls or not, but there was a lot
But
of
it
people
looked
up
like
there.
all girls. You just told me, sir, a moment ago that you were offended because in this country there shouldn't be any difference between boys and girls, and you should be allowed to be dancing up there too. So that's why you were offended.
After they had pulled us down, we looked up there and said, why aren't those people being kicked down also? And that's when he said, because they're all girls.
You mean you couldn't tell that before he told you that they were all girls?
I honestly didn't take a number. I didn't count them and say, look, there's all girls up there. Let's go up there and dance with all these girls.
And what about you?
Yeah, I saw a couple girls up there, but I'm a guy, and maybe I wanted a date, so I got up there. But fact of the matter is, when he grabbed me, two guys around my ankles, two guys around my wrist, another guy choking me. You know, if they would have asked me to leave or told me, and threatened me, like, if you don't leave, I'm going to throw you out. But they didn't say that. They just came over, they threw me down, and then when they got to the door, they threw me past the umbrella.
Did you sue them?
Did I know?
How come?
The lawyer said he didn't have a case.
Just a second.
At the time, I had in a car accident. I went to a lawyer. I explained it to the lawyer. He checked into it with him, said they went bankrupt, so there was no case.
So you didn't sue them?
So no, I did not sue them.
This place is making a ton of money. They have advertisements every night. They have a lot of people there, and yet they're in bankruptcy.
Listen to me, sir. I'm asking him some questions. He's a perfectly intelligent man. He can answer these questions himself without assistance from you. Your date. You had a date that night?
Yes, it was my ex-girlfriend.
Was she thrown to the ground?
Yeah, he hit her with the palm of his hand very hard. She walked
Like
up.
this?
Yeah, with all his force. He hit her. She flew back at least 5 feet, and comes up to my chin. 110 pounds. He had no reason to hit her. He had no reason to hit me. He struck me first. For no reason. I walked back up. I asked if I could get my hat. He said no. We had an exchange of words. I stand back. I step back. He came at me, hit me. Then my girlfriend stand next to me. He proceeded to hit her with the palm of his hand. She had damage to her chest. She went to the emergency room also.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
If I hit her like she said I did, like this, I would have killed her.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Marcus Bunch says he was acting in self-defense when he hit a Cowboy Boogie Company bouncer.
Now, Mr. Bunch, you are in a difficult position, sir, of having thrown the initial punch in this case, and then seeking damages. And seeking damages against somebody that you cannot identify other than red shirts. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Well,
I
that's
do
a
think, though, that this is his responsibility as a business owner to interview his personnel, to make sure that they're qualified, to train them properly so that they do not lose their temper.
You have two problems, sir. A, you threw the first punch at his employee. And B, you cannot, to my satisfaction, identify his employees as the people who beat you up. It seems strange to me that somebody who was badly injured, as you say you were, did not take themselves down to the police precinct on the very next day and demand to file a complaint against the people who you say assaulted you so that they could be arrested and prosecuted for assault. You clearly knew enough how to file a civil proceeding, which requires the same kind of acumen,
I'm just learning this. I'm only 25 years old. I wasn't aware of my options. We tried to file a complaint against these people when the police were there, and they would not allow us to do so.
I don't believe that that's true.
Yes, Your Honor.
You can't file a complaint against him, sir, because I just told you, I'm not repeating it, you assaulted him.
We wanted him arrested for assault.
Who's we?
Myself and Michelle Chippy.
I'm interested in them. Okay. Their case is not before me. They chose not to sue anybody. Only you chose to sue them.
Now, I can establish that they were bouncers that worked for this club, that were the ones that came out.
I'm prepared to hear you.
Okay, because in the police report it states that, and I can give this to you. And
I'd just like to see the police report.
And it established that they were the bouncers that detained me until the police arrived.
Just a second. Well, the first thing that you say is that you've outlined for me. It says, he ran but was caught by unknown security employees and held pending our arrival. You've outlined that, right? And that statement is attributed to you. It says, Bunch said. Is that right?
I believe so, yes.
So then you said that. It's the same thing that you just said to me here. You indicated to me that this report would prove that it was employees who did that. So far, this is just your statement to the police. Am I correct?
So far, yes.
Okay. Who's something SSMAN?
Suspect Hammond, which is John Hammond.
That's you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. The only thing this says is Suspect Hammond related the same information and added that they chased down Suspect Bunch after Bunch fled after striking Judas, that's you, in the face. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you see that whole incident where they were beating him up, sir?
I couldn't see. I saw them chasing after him. I did not see them beat him. I saw them chase him.
Okay. Who's they?
The bouncers of the Cowboy Boogie.
Who are not here?
Who are not here. Okay. But if they were here, I could tell you who they were.
Okay. But you didn't see any of them assaulting him?
Not behind it. No, I did not. Not out in the parking lot.
Okay.
We were on the ground behind cars.
Yeah, I couldn't see me.
Okay.
I was very far away from the front door at that point.
You didn't have to explain to me. I'm asking whether he saw anything, sir. Seeing something gives me information. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
This doesn't prove to me, sir, any of the things that you said that it was going to prove. We're still faced with a situation where you assaulted his employee first. You punched him in the face.
As a direct response to a threat, I thought I was...
I don't believe that, sir. What I believe happened was you saw your two friends getting shoved hard. I don't believe he punched the girl. I believe, even according to this witness, he pushed her. You say nothing. Say nothing. You've told me your story, Mr. Bunch.
Can I show you the push that he did? Can I show you
To
how he
whom?
pushed her? Michelle Chippy.
It doesn't make any difference, sir.
He went like this and like that in her chest. If you call that a push, I call that a punch. Whether it's an open fist or a closed fist,
Then you
that's a
punched him
punch.
in the face.
Because he turned towards
I
me.
don't believe this, sir. That's
Your Honor,
what I
I'm
believe.
not a fighter. I do not have a record for fighting. I've never been arrested for such. I'm not a fighter. I wanted to get out of there. He came towards me.
Sir, you
before I
started,
had a
listen to
second.
me, Mr. Bunch. You started this whole problem, sir, when they told you to get off the dance floor, and you started by saying to a man who's probably twice your size, okay, hoss.
We got down.
Just a second. Just a second. That's what you just told me you did, right? And after there was an altercation, and I'm not so sure whether you all acted absolutely appropriately, you know, in making a big deal out of this thing. But there's no question that you hit him first. And I don't believe...
people first.
Sir, he didn't hit her.
Yes, he did.
I had enough. Mr. Bunch, this happened a year ago. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
This happened a year ago.
Yes, Your Honor. And I have a permanent disability. My finger is permanently bent because of this.
Just a second. Mr. Bunch, is that the hand that you hit him with?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. This case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. They step out. There you go.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
Versus Carter Bruce. Step forward, please.
50-year-old contractor Larry Blaylock says Billy Ray Carter's dog killed his ostrich.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 190 on the calendar in the matter of Blaylock versus Carter Bruce. Parties have been sworn in except for the dog. You may be seated.
Dogs always tell the truth. Mr. Blaylock, Mr. Bruce is your neighbor.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Bruce. Mr. Carter moved into Mr. Bruce's home along with this dog.
Into his tack room. Combination tack room.
On his property.
On his property.
With this dog.
Yes.
Problem arose, Mr. Blaylock, because according to your complaint, you raise on your property ostriches.
Yes, ma'am.
And how many ostriches did you have at the time of this incident, sir?
38.
Why?
Profit. Raised for meat and skin.
Where do you live?
Norco, a suburb of Riverside.
In California?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you permitted to have 38 ostriches on your property?
To my reluctance, I found out that I've got to get rid of 9 birds.
Did you find that out before or after?
After.
This incident?
After.
According to these papers, sir, you claim that this dog here killed one of your ostriches.
Yes, ma'am.
So you want to tell me about it?
Well, I started raising the birds about 2 years ago. With the approval of my neighbors. I checked with them before I started.
Well, let's go back a second. You say you checked with your neighbors. Not really according to your papers, sir. You say you asked your neighbors if they minded you having a few ostriches on your property.
Yes.
Did you ever tell them how many you were going to have on your property?
No, ma'am.
How large a piece of property do you have?
2.5 acres.
And how big are these birds, sir?
Well, the tallest about 6 feet, 7 feet.
And according to your papers, they weigh about 300 pounds.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, 2 acres isn't a lot of property, sir. To have that, it's like having a zoo on your property.
Well, each pair of birds has their own pen of 50 by 100 feet.
Is this a residential area?
You'd have to know the premise that Norco is founded on. It's an animal lover's paradise, actually. It's for horses and...
Residential?
It is basically residential, with the thought of animals in mind.
But clearly not according to your ordinances, 38 ostrich.
I had too many ostriches at the time.
Now tell me how this incident happened with, according to you, this dog.
Well, the defendant, Billy Carter, woke me up at 6:30 one morning, said that one of my birds couldn't get up. I asked him how he knew that the bird couldn't get up, because his first statement was, it had nothing to do with me and my dog. I said, well, if it had nothing to do with you or your dog, how did you know it couldn't get up? And so I watched.
How did you know that, sir?
I knew this was something wrong because I'm used with horses and stuff. When they lie down and don't get up, there's something wrong. I'm not an ostrich.
So you knocked at the door and you said your ostrich can't get up. Did you go outside and look at the bird, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened to what was the condition of the bird?
The bird was, well, we call it impacted or constipated.
What?
Impacted or constipated.
Constipated?
Yes. So I gave him a dose of mineral oil and came back, checked on the
I hate to ask you this question, Mr. Blaylock, but, I'm a judge and I have to get all the facts. How can you tell an ostrich is constipated?
Just the same way you tell a child. It's just they're listless and don't want to join the crowd. Don't want to join the others.
There aren't any other reasons why a bird wouldn't want to eat or was listless other than being constipated?
No, ma'am. It's just a common problem.
Okay. So it is a common problem with ostriches because of what they eat or what?
Because they can't pick up the wrong thing. I found neighborhood kids are throwing marbles and golf balls and whatever in the yard.
So they eat things
yes.
that they'll
eat anything they can fit their mouth.
So they're real stupid.
They're about the stupidest animal you'll ever find.
It's honest. Okay, so you gave this bird a dose of, castor oil for ostriches or mineral oil and went on your way.
Yes.
What happened after Bird got a dose?
I came out about 10 o'clock to check on him and gave her another dose, and I had to hold her down to give her the second dose. So the bird was improving and feeling better.
Okay.
In good shape.
Okay.
Moving around.
Next.
Then I came back out about 1:30, as I usually do, to check on all the birds, and the bird was dead.
Describe, because that becomes very important, describe where the bird was.
Well, I have photographs before I found it. With the bird's head under the fence, the skull crushed, and a pool of blood on Mr. Bruce's side of the fence.
So the bird's head was on his property.
Yes, ma'am. You can tell from the photos the neck has been stretched where the dog tried to pull the bird over and tried to dig his way under to pull it through the fence.
Clearly, the deceased bird's head is on his property, and according to you, the cause of death was trauma to the head.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you want to explain to me your theory of how the bird's head got on his property? Because you would agree, sir, if the bird's head was on his property, and you knew that he had this dog there,
Yes.
then he's not liable.
Well, I've approached him on 2 or 3 occasions and asked him, because Mr. Bruce also has a large dog, a Labrador, I believe it is. And, you know, his dog barks at the birds, but it's not a real problem. When Mr. Carter moved in with a rot, it became obvious that the Rottweiler was very antagonistic, and I asked him two or three times to restrain the rot until he got accustomed to the birds, as the Labrador was.
Well, how'd you want him to restrain the dog?
Just keep him in the corral area until he got used to being around the birds. And instead of doing that, he turned him loose in the backyard.
Well, it's his backyard.
Well, that's true. I just asked him as common courtesy.
Well, but you understand as a common courtesy, he doesn't have to do that. First of all,
well, he
Mr. Blaylock, you were violating the law by having that many birds. Right?
He's violating the law by being there, living in the tack room.
Why?
Zoning restrictions.
Well, that certainly, sir, was not raised in any of your papers that he's violating any law by living in the tack room. But that's not what you're complaining about.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
If this dog killed this bird, I'll eat my hat.
And later today,
Gotta keep that testosterone level, sir. You don't know who these people are. I mean, they could be even dumber than they are.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Larry Blaylock says his neighbor, Billy Ray Carter's Rottweiler, killed his ostrich. Billy Ray says the ostrich crossed over the line.
I still would like you to give me your theory of how this dog got your bird's head underneath the fence and onto his property.
Well, as you can probably deduce from the photographs, no one actually saw the bird attack, or the dog attack. I can only just guess that the bird was trying to get something under the fence. The bird, or the dog approached, and when the bird tried to get away, it probably hit its head on the fence or something to get back in. And the dog killed it.
So what you're saying is your bird went under the fence to try to get something. And then when
I'm assuming that. No one actually saw it.
So how can you sue him for the cost of your bird? I mean, under either scenario, nobody saw it. And assuming the best of what you tell me, Mr. Blaylock.
Well, it's obvious his dog killed my bird.
But that's not the relevant point, sir. The relevant point is your bird was trespassing on his property. And he's allowed to have a dog. Dogs and ostriches clearly don't get along.
Putting one's head over a fence line does not constitute trespassing, does it?
Not one's head, an ostrich head, as you said, sir, the dumbest creature in creation.
Well, in that context, then if his horse comes over my fence, I can shoot it.
No, there's a difference, sir, between you shooting, you as a human being shooting one of his animals, and, for instance, 38 of your ostriches getting out of their cage and going into his property and stomping on his dog. Would you be responsible?
Yes, I would feel so.
Sure, because your animals went onto his property. Your animal went onto his property.
No, ma'am.
That dog,
No,
yeah.
it didn't.
Well, you just told me that, sir. Your
You said
animal's
he stuck
head
it.
went onto his property.
The bird put his head under the fence. It did not touch his property.
If your bird's head hadn't been on his property, your bird wouldn't be dead. And your bird is clearly dead. I feel sorry for you, sir. But this dog is a dog. And it's animals, you know, if you watch the Discovery Channel, animals kill each other, they go after each other, they mutilate each other. I mean, that's life. That's why you put up a fence. You're supposed to have a fence that keeps your animals on your side and his animals on his side. Your animal got on his side. I don't understand the theory of how you believe he's responsible for the loss of your animal. Okay. Anything you want to say to me?
I do have a video that I think would show maybe what Mr. Blaylock's trying to say. It's up to your honor if you'd like to see it.
I love to see movies.
Stay.
Mr. Video?
Yes.
It's going to show me the ostriches?
The first part of it shows where the incident happened itself. This is a home video, so it's...
Am I going to see ostriches?
Yes, ma'am. This is the incident right here. This is the hole that was made. This is the area where the bird was found. We also have pictures from animal control that they took. These are what the birds do. There he is, Mr. Bradlock is from left. They're really good fence trimmers. They will get very, very close, but I've never seen one come under, but I guess if they really wanted to, they would. What we want to point out here, though, is there is no barrier between his birds and any of our animals, or horses, or even our dogs.
Knowing that these are valuable birds, knowing the stupidity of these animals, why didn't he take proper precaution on his part? Other ostrich breeders have done this.
Well, the birds were there for months before this dog got there with the other dog, no problem.
Sir, that's not particularly relevant. I mean, if Mr. Bruce here wants to have 3 Rottweilers on his property, that is a Rottweiler, correct? He can do that. That's his property. He doesn't have to safeguard your birds. You have to safeguard your birds. And if that means putting up an additional fence, and you put up an additional fence, he doesn't have to be nice to your birds. That's not his problem. That's your problem. This case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They wasn't trespassing and doing what birds do. It don't say a dog did what dogs do, because dogs don't kill things just as a sport of it.
If he wanted that bird, there would not have been much evidence as far as that neck. He would have eaten it.
And now the next case.
Parties on Plant versus Goulet. Step forward, please.
18-year-old student Jared Platt is suing 27-year-old Steve Goulet, the future stepfather of 16-year-old Eric Gustafson. Jared says Steve smashed his truck window in a late-night parking lot showdown.
All right, let me understand this. You two gentlemen found yourselves in a deserted parking lot of an elementary school at 10:30 at night.
Yes.
Ready for combat. You, sir, in your complaint say that the defendant intentionally damaged your car by hitting it with some sort of a baton.
Right.
He says you tried to kill him by running him over, and he was defending himself. So, Mr. Plant, first, why don't you tell me, how old are you, sir?
18.
You go to high school?
College.
Were you in high school at the time of this incident?
It was in the summer.
So you were just graduated from high school?
Right.
You on some sort of a team in high school?
Football.
Football. I don't know why I just knew you were on the football team. And something happened, according to these papers, with this young man. Right here.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
So why don't you start by telling me the story?
All right, we went to a movie, and we were coming home, and we pulled up next to him at a stoplight, and they took off, and they flicked us off, and...
They what?
Hand gestures to us.
Gave you a nasty hand gesture?
Yeah, so we followed...
Which offended your manhood?
Sure, yeah.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Look at the size of him, the size of him. It'd take 5 people to come and beat up on one little kid. Just kids being bullies.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 18-year-old Jared Platt says his truck window was smashed by 16-year-old Eric Gustafson's future stepfather, Steve Goulet, during a late-night parking lot showdown.
Go ahead.
And so we just followed him around for a while, and then we went back to Travis's house, And,
To Travis.
Right.
That's you.
And one of the kids knew who he was, and we looked him up in the yearbook, and another kid that isn't here called his house, and whoever answered said, meet us at the parking lot in 5 minutes. So we went there.
Mr. Platt, why did you call his house?
I didn't, another kid.
Why did somebody call the house?
I don't know what to tell you.
Well, why did you accompany them to the parking lot when somebody called the house?
Because they said, let's go to the park, and so I went. There really was no reason behind going.
Except dumbness.
Right.
So here you are in a parking lot, according to this, 10:30 at night.
Right.
And then what happened?
Well, we were parked on one side, and he was on the other side.
Who's he?
The defendant. And we were parked.
The defendant, you, sir, are his stepfather.
Soon to be, yes.
So you are engaged to his mother.
Yes.
We'll get to why you went to the parking lot in a second. I'm dying to hear why. Yes, so now here you are in the parking lot. They on one side, you on the other.
Yeah.
Ready to joust.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And we were parked parallel, facing opposite directions. And he jumped out of the car, and he went like this, and there was a click, and I thought it was either a gun or a knife. So I took off, and he came up from behind and hit the back windshield.
You mean when he got out of the car, how close was he to you when he got out of the car?
He was probably 10, 15 feet.
And then he hit your car window.
Right.
And smashed it.
Right.
Let's start with the telephone call. You're home in the evening, and you get a phone call.
Yes.
Who answered the phone?
I did.
And there was a voice on the other end that said what?
Started off with, we're going to come over and kick your effing ass, and we're coming to your house, and all this. And this went on, and I was just going, And I said, okay. And I wasn't sure what the problem was, and they said, we're coming over to your house right now. I said, okay, if you guys want to talk about this, that's fine. Let's go to the park. We'll talk about this. I don't want them at my house. I don't need those problems at my house. I figured, go up to the park, they'll see an adult, calm down, talk about it. Dispute will be over. It's not how it happened. Go up to the park, pull in the parking lot. There's two entrances. One on the east side, one on the west side. I pulled in on the east, they pulled in on the west. Facing each other, about this far. I exit my vehicle. I approach your vehicle. I said, which one of you guys called my house? All of a sudden, they just peeled out and came right at me. I struck the vehicle in self-defense.
Mr. Goulet, you know how to get in touch with the police, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you?
27.
A little bit older than this young man.
Yes.
And who lives in your house?
Me, Eric, his brother Landon.
How old is his brother?
I just turned 14, or 13.
Mm-hmm. So family lives there.
Yes.
Why didn't you, sir, when you got this phone call that these brats were going to come over to your house, why didn't you say, you ready to come over to the house? I can't do anything about that, and just hang up the phone and call the police? I'd say, I've just been threatened. My family has been threatened. There's a gang coming over to my house. Could you please send a police officer? Why do you think this is funny?
I don't know.
Why didn't you call the police?
I'm not sure exactly.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Hindsight is 20/20, but you take this young man, who's a young teenager, you put him in a dangerous situation by taking him to a parking lot late at night. You don't know who these people are. I mean, they could be even dumber than they are. They could be. They could have weapons. They could have hurt you. Not smart. You know? Gotta keep that testosterone level, sir. So your car was damaged to what extent, sir?
The back windshield was completely busted, and I had to buy a new one.
And how much did that cost you?
$300. I have the receipt right here if you want to.
No, you could tell me how much did it cost you.
It was $344.50.
Pay for it. This case is dismissed. That's all.
Please don't excuse me. Step out. I have to pay for it.
I'll back with you, please. And on the next Judge Judy.
Bodies on Thompson versus Thompson. Step forward, please. Versus Hager. Step forward, please.
Dairy farmer Bert Miller wants 31-year-old Jason Hager to pay the damage caused to his pickup truck after clubbing it. Jason claims it was self-defense.
Order, all rise. Judge, number 204 on the calendar, the matter of Miller versus Hager. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. You have a seat.
Shame on you both. Always strikes me as when two adult men get into a car and get into a contest and let their testosterone take off and rule their heads, there's trouble. Especially when there's a child in the car, like this gorgeous little blonde thing. Mr. Miller, you're suing Mr. Hager because you say that after some sort of a dispute in your car, he was driving his, you yours, he attacked your car with a club.
Yes.
And caused almost $400 worth of damage to the car. Tell me how it started, sir.
I was making a turn off of Valley View Street. I was going south. There's a frontal road there beside of it. Hager was coming, going south also on it. He ran a stop sign. And as a result of it, I almost hit him. If I hadn't stopped, I would have hit him. I blew my horn. He raised his finger at me, and we proceeded down the frontal road.
So you're both now going in the same direction?
We're both going in the same direction.
And this is your grandchild?
Yes.
She was in the car with you?
Yes.
Where was she sitting, front or back?
Well, it was a pickup, so she sat in front.
Right next to you?
Yes.
Go ahead.
We came to an alley that runs down behind a shopping mall, and we proceeded down it, and we got to the end of the store.
Which car was first and which car was second?
He was following me.
Just a second. His car was first, your car was second?
Yes.
Were you following him, sir?
Yes.
Why?
I was behind him. I mean,
were you following?
I'm going in that direction.
He was chasing me.
Just a second, I'm going to get to you in a second, sir. You said you got to an alley.
Well, it's an alley, and it's also behind the store, but it's a parking lot also.
Well, were you going into that parking lot, sir?
No, I wasn't going into the parking lot.
So you were actually not behind him, you were following him.
Okay, I was following him.
Well, now, why were you following him?
So I could get his tag number.
Okay. And then what happened?
As we got to the end of the stores, there's also another small frontal road that leads to the front of the stores. He partially made the turn and stopped, jumped out, grabbed his club, and ran at me while I'm stopped. I had, in the meantime, stopped. He ran about 30 feet towards my truck, ran up to the side of me, took a swing at me. I pulled my truck forward, and he hit the back of my cab.
Can I see the damage to your car?
If you'll notice, Your Honor, the damage is at an angle as if he was swinging something, and you'll see that it's also right in line with me in the truck. So if I hadn't pulled forward, he would have hit me in the truck.
This has an open top, sir?
No, it's you looking at. May I get it to you? Oh, come on, Shirley. I take better pictures than that.
I got it. I got it now. Oh, I thought it was a convertible truck. I hadn't seen one of those. All right. Now I got it. All right, Mr. Hager, let's hear you, sir.
Well, what he said is correct as far as he was following me. I was very close to my home. I didn't want him, I wasn't going to go home knowing he was following me. I became fearful, wasn't sure what I should do. So yeah, I stopped, and in an attempt to defend myself, knowing that not knowing what he's going to do, I did take my club. He sees me stop. He's coming at me. He puts his head out the window of his truck and says, "I'm going to run you over." That's when he started to come at me with the truck. I jump out of the way, and he backs up a little bit and comes at me again. The second time, is when he came close enough to me that I could swing and hit the truck.
All right, so I have a few questions for you, Mr. Hager. You live in that area, sir?
Yes. I was less than a block away from my home.
And how long have you lived there?
About 18 months.
So you know where the local police precinct is?
Actually, I found it after this.
You mean you didn't know before?
No. Well, it's a very large city. I wasn't sure where to go.
I don't believe you, sir. You see, I see this. You see, I see this around here. Well, and I'm like a truth machine. So don't tell me that you didn't know where to find a policeman.
I went to. Well, no, that would have been the alternative. Was driving
That's
around.
an alternative rather than getting out of your car with a club.
Right.
Because it doesn't seem to me to be logical, sir, that if you're in fear of your life, you are defending yourself against a 2-ton truck with a 2-pound club.
Right.
See, that doesn't make sense. To me, what makes sense is if you're in fear, you stay in your car. What kind of a car were you driving?
A Camaro.
So you stay in your Camaro and you drive around until you see a police car, if you don't know where the local police precinct is.
Right.
Right.
But I thought of that after, but in the fear, I wasn't thinking
Why
that
were you
logically.
Listen to me, Mr. Hager. Why were you in fear, sir? You were in your car. Windows closed. Right? Windows closed.
No.
You could have closed the windows, Mr. Hager, right? You do have
yes.
electric windows in your Camaro?
Yes.
So you press a button, you close the window, and you keep driving, and you say to yourself, I got some nut here behind me. I'm not going to get out of this car. I'm going to stay in my car. But you get out of your car. Where was the club?
On the passenger seat.
You pick up the club, and you get out of your car. That doesn't make sense to me, Mr. Hager.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Wonder how afraid he was when he stuck his finger up. Could we ask him that question?
And later today,
Make me look like a liar. Make me look bad when you know you was stripping and you know you was working the car. Don't stand there lying.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Bert Miller says Jason Hager's gesture led to violence, smashing Bert's pickup.
You pick up the club and you get out of your car. That doesn't make sense to me, Mr. Hager. It's illogical, sir.
To drive around looking for the police, I needed to, at some point, decide I'm going to stop and defend myself. That was
Defend
it.
yourself against what, sir?
This gentleman.
He's in his car.
I don't know that he's going to threaten to run me over. I think he's
How
going to
can
get
he
out.
run you over in your Camaro, sir? Sitting in your car, how can he run you over, Mr. Hager?
He can't.
Right. Sitting in your car, he can't run you over. Only when you're outside of your car, standing there armed with a weapon, can he run you over. Your mistake was getting out of the car. And then you hit struck. So you were in a combat posture with a weapon. I mean, I'm not suggesting that what this man did was correct. I think, Mr. Miller, to be quite honest with you, sir, you're old enough to use your brains, and if this guy ran a stop sign, as you say, of course, you didn't run the stop sign. Is that correct?
Correct.
I knew that. I knew that's what you would say. But you have a very precious cargo. Not you. Her. And so if you have a very precious cargo, and if you were fortunate enough, and God was watching you when you didn't have an accident at that stop sign, you take a deep breath, and you say, phew, finished. I'm grateful that there was no accident, and you keep going. If you can get his license, that's fine, but to follow him into an alley is not swift.
It's really not an alley, Your Honor. I understand what you're saying, but
You understand what I'm saying?
I don't mean it's
I understand, but you got hot.
Oh, absolutely.
So
I'm not denying it at all.
Yeah, well, you want to get hot with you alone in the car. That's one thing, but you don't get hot when you have a baby in the car, especially a baby that looks like that.
Could I add something to this?
Sure, sir.
Okay. He said I almost hit him there at the stop sign. If you look at the pictures, you will see there's a median between Valley View and where he would have been sitting. So, in other words, I would have had to jump across the median in order to hit him.
Interesting, not terribly relevant, because we're not talking about what happened at the stop sign. What we're talking about was Mr. Hager's. You both exercised poor judgment on that day, in my view. But Mr. Hager's judgment is going to cost him the amount that you claim you spent or will spend to fix your car, and I assume you have a bill for that.
Your Honor, I have a bill for the damage. I don't have a bill for a rental car. It'll take 3 days to fix the truck, which is $25 a day.
Well, Mr. Miller, for your bad judgment, it's going to cost you to rent your car.
All right.
For his bad judgment, it's going to cost him to fix your car. And the grand total here is $279.80 to fix your car. Mr. Hager, it's a very dumb thing that you did, because he may not have been the kind of person that he is, and he may have in fact run you over. And your and your 2-pound club wasn't going to help you. So,
you know, my question is, if he cares enough about this truck to get it fixed, why is he chasing people and threatening them with it?
Mr. Hager, he wasn't smart to try to chase you to get your plate number, and I assumed that that's what he was trying to do. He did not get out of his cab. You got out of your car. Dumb. Stupid. And not only did you get out of your car, you got out of your car with a weapon. So it's going to cost you. The amount it's going to cost you is the amount that it's going to cost to fix his car. That's all.
Excuse, you may step out. Thank you, Bill. On the back, go to your right, please. Come on.
And now the next case.
Bodies on Cruz, Ambrosini versus Hernandez. Step forward, please.
41-year-old ironworker Charlie Ray Thompson is suing his nephew Lorenzo Thompson, 28, for thousands of dollars he said he loaned him.
Order, all rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. All rise. Now, this is case number 202 on the calendar in the matter of Thompson versus Thompson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
This is your nephew.
Yes.
You say you lent him some money.
$5,000.
Over a period of time.
Possibly a year, yes.
So I have a couple of questions for you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
This is your father's brother, correct?
No, my stepfather's brother.
Your stepfather's brother.
He raised him since he was possibly 6 years old.
So he's not related to you by blood?
No, he's not.
But he considers you his nephew?
I treated him somewhat.
And you felt close enough to him to go to him when you needed some money?
No, I did not. Because I didn't get no money from this guy.
You didn't?
No, I did not.
Well, why do you think he's here?
Well, see, he lent some money to a friend.
You mean your friend Nina?
Yes.
Now, I read about your friend Nina. He says that you called him and said that you needed money because your wife wanted to go home or had to go home to England with the children to see somebody in her family. Does any of that have a ring of truth to it, sir?
Not at all.
Do you have a wife?
Yes, I have a wife.
What's her name?
Her name's Nina.
You have a wife whose name is Nina. Do you also have a friend whose name is Nina?
Yes, I do.
Do you have children, sir?
Yes, I do.
With which Nina do you have children?
My wife, Nina.
Where does your wife Nina come from?
Where does she come from?
That was my question. You
Virginia.
have an answer. I asked the questions, you have an answer.
From Virginia.
From
Blacksburg,
Virginia. And your other friend Nina, where does she come from?
Where Where did she come from? We met her at a bar.
What?
I heard you. We met her at a bar.
Who had to go to England?
Who had to go to England? Nobody. Nobody did not have to go to England.
Sir, did your nephew call you and ask you to lend somebody by the name of Nina money?
No, he didn't mention Nina.
What did he say? Did he say his wife?
His wife, so his kids can visit their grandmother in England. Prior to that, Your Honor, I love my nephew, and I always let him know that he needs something, he can come to me. Prior to that, I lent him $1,000.
Tell me about the $1,000.
Well, he had just got laid off from his job, and he claims to have a 401k coming to him. And that was a whole...
Just be quiet.
That's not true.
Just be quiet. For somebody who has so many Ninas, you better be quiet. Oh, just
So that was the reason where the money was going to come from that he paid me. And so then he comes and he said, my wife got a... I send my wife on a trip and my money ain't coming next week. Well, he got $1,000, so I say, well, look, I'll put it all on a credit card. I say, I'll just call up British Imports and took the tickets right to his house.
And did you do that, sir?
I did that.
Do you have proof of that to show me?
Yes.
Can I see it, please?
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
Me, I'm 28 years of age.
Does your wife Nina know that you have a friend, Nina?
Yes, she did.
Who went to England?
I had the slightest idea.
Do you know that I'm like a truth machine? Somebody lies to me.
Okay.
I feel it right back here, and I start to get a twitch in this eye. Sir, I've been twitching since you opened your mouth. Because this man isn't lying to me. And there may be some other nuances to the story.
See, but the thing about it,
But what you're telling me is, I don't know what he's talking about. I never borrowed $1,000 from him. I don't know what he's talking about British Airways and tickets. Like there's really something wrong with him.
I did not borrow the money from him. I did not borrow the money from him. What happened was actually, let me explain my side of the story. Okay, there was a friend that I came to him, said that she needed to borrow some money. I didn't know he lent her that money. So he went ahead and lent her a lot of money.
What did you go to him for and even tell him this story?
Why did I go to him? Because at the time we were working out together. We were training. I knew that his financial, way when he was working and everything, that he was capable of lending it to her. So I just asked her.
Why would you ask your uncle to lend somebody who's just a friend of yours almost $3,000?
I didn't ask her. I didn't say he. I guess she asked him.
You know something? The truth of the matter is, your lying irritates me a lot.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
So what you're telling me, Mr. Thompson, is that your uncle over here is making up this whole story about you owing him this money.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
And later today,
I give laughter with a message. I'm Brother Dre. Those who know me know that I give world-class service.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Charlie Ray Thompson wanted to help his nephew, Lorenzo Thompson, by loaning him money. Now he wants his money back.
It sounds to me as if your uncle, who's a nice man, helped you out when you, according to him, got laid off from your job and came to him and asked you for money.
I never was laid off, Your Honor.
Did you tell him that you needed money?
No, I did not, Your Honor.
So you're telling me he's lying when he said he gave you $1,000?
Yes, he is, Your Honor.
He is?
Yes, he is.
You have proof that you gave him $1,000?
No, not the first 1,000, Your Honor. In fact, that's why he kind of had me over the ground. The British imports were putting it all on a credit card. And I mentioned to him, as long as he pays the notes, everything was okay. And because I don't know anybody from England or British. And that's the only proof I have, is that it was on this credit card. I have personally 9 credit cards, that I use. I didn't touch that card, that was his. And I we did balance transfer to lower the interest rates because of lower initial interest rates for him.
Well, Your Honor, he tricked me into getting a credit card under his name so he can transfer all that money to my account under my name, which was going to mess up my credit.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
You got one too many Ninas, sir.
Yeah, and I kept both cards, which I have right here. Both we got co-signed for a credit card.
Now, I believe you, sir. How much is built up on this credit card now for this,
$5,136. It was. This is the old card now. He came to me, his wife, pregnant.
His wife, Nina.
His wife, Nina, gonna have a baby. He just started a new job. His insurance won't cover him on his new job, and the county won't let him get on the county because they claim he got a job. So he needed $2,000. He swore he'll pay me $200 to $500 a week. I knew that he couldn't with 3-4 kids, but I say as long as he paid that monthly note, it'll be okay.
So how much money did you give him when his wife was pregnant?
Two more thousand cash advance on that last paper right there. That brought the total up to $516. But on that very same day, we filled out for Make America, because I figured now it's time for your name to be on it. So that very same day, we got credit cards. I co-signed for him. I'm the original. I keep both cards. He wanted it. I wouldn't give it to him. On that very same day, as I took out a cash advance on that credit card, we got credit cards, and we transferred the money to our credit cards.
Well, it got all very complicated.
Okay, no.
Did you have a new baby?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
And you didn't need any money for the new baby?
No, I did not, Your Honor.
You had all the money in the world to pay for it?
Yes, sir. I didn't have all the money in the world, Your Honor.
What kind of work do you do, sir?
I'm a certified trainer, also a sales rep at Home Base.
What's Home Base?
Home Base is like a do-it-yourself hardware store.
So what you're telling me, Mr. Thompson, is that your uncle over here is making up this whole story about you owing him this money?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
So it comes down to a question of credibility, who I believe, because certainly what he's got here is over the limit of this court, which is $5,000. It's almost $3,000 for just these airline tickets, and another $2,000 for the baby, plus another one that he says you lent him right from the beginning, and you say you borrowed nothing. Is that what you're saying?
No, I did not borrow anything.
Actually, Your Honor, he paid me one of them. When it was $3, he gave me one. It was about Christmas time.
How much did he give you?
$1,000, but $1,200. I paid $200 on the card, and around Christmas time, I gave him the $1,000 back because it was Christmas, and because.
So you gave it to him as a gift?
No, I lent him another $1,000 around Christmas time. I lent it back to him because I felt bad. It was Christmas time. So it really is $516, but in order to transfer, we couldn't transfer but $5,000. I had to pay the $136, a $47 finance charge.
Mr. Thompson, let me give you some very good advice, sir. Never lend money to relatives.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
my time is money, and I felt that he hindered my time. I could have been doing other things.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
If you have to lend money to relatives, even if it's difficult, always say to them, listen, I know we're relatives and we love each other, but in order for there not to be any problems in the future, let's just memorialize our agreement with a writing that we both sign. Yeah. Do you understand, sir?
I understand that now.
Do you understand? I want you to remember that in the future. I know that when people are dealing with brothers and sisters and nephews and nieces, they find it very difficult to do that because they feel as if they should trust each other.
Well, yeah, I figure he'll pay the notes. $123 monthly notes, but he stopped.
You don't mean the notes, you mean the monthly payments.
The monthly, until he got his lump sum from his 401k. And he stopped paying when it got to $5,000.
All right, Mr. Thompson, take my advice, sir. Take it to heart. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. Tell the truth, sir, it's important.
Where's our excuse? You may step out. Back door to your right.
And now the next case.
Party's on Black versus Helms. Step forward, please.
40-year-old Simon Black, a jean company owner, says comedian Andre Helm didn't perform long enough at a benefit concert. Simon wants the fee returned. Andre says he performed as promised.
Mr. Black, according to these papers, you were arranging some sort of a function.
Yes,
is that
ma'am.
correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you hired the defendant to perform a comedy act for about a half hour.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're supposed to pay him $400. He said he came to that event, performed only 5 minutes. He was paid, and you want your money back.
Yes, Your Honor.
What kind of an event was this?
Well, actually, Your Honor, what it was is that I was promoting my jeans. I own Simon Says Jeans Company. And Mr. Helm was a comedian in the local area, so I hired local talent to perform and to also promote the jeans. We were promoting our new 1-800 number and also promoting, the jeans and myself.
So what happened? What time was he supposed to go on?
Well, Mr. Helm originally was supposed to go on at 2 a.m. And we, instead of going on at 2 a.m., he ended up going on like 2:45. And what happened
It's not what he says.
I disagree, Your Honor.
I know that you disagree. So first of all, he's 45 minutes late. Was that his fault or your fault?
Well, actually, it was neither one of our faults. It was basically what it was is that we were waiting for a crowd. And I told Mr. Helm that if he wanted to go on, he could. But, he didn't have a crowd there. He wouldn't get any type of response. So I told him, I said, well, it's up to you. So he said, okay, well, I'll wait, a few more minutes or whatever. And so he waited, and we both waited. We were both waiting for a large crowd to come in, but...
2 o'clock in the morning, it's hard to get a crowd there, sir.
Yeah, it is, but in St. Louis, a lot of the clubs, they still stay open until at least 7 a.m.
So he went on at 2:45. And what happened? Was he funny?
Not
Was there a crowd at 2:45?
There was a little crowd. It was a small crowd.
Well, how many people are a small crowd?
We probably had an average of about 75 to 100 people there.
That's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, but the club holds about 1,100 people. So we were kind of expecting a lot more.
You lump them all together and you put them in front of the stage. It looks like a big group.
Well, basically what happened
That's what they do at funerals.
Yeah.
You get a small turnout. They sort of say, could we fill up the front pews? Go ahead.
So anyway, what happened was is that he went on stage. He introduced myself, and he also introduced one of the rap artists. And after that, I didn't see him anymore. My security person, Mr. Flager here, came to me and said, Mr. Helm walked off stage. And so I went to the front door security, and they said, well, yeah, he just left. And I said, maybe he just came out to take a cigarette break. And they said, I don't think so.
Okay, so he left. And you had paid him already.
I already paid him.
All right, Mr. Helms.
Well, I disagree with a few things. First of all, we agreed upon 25 minutes of stand-up. We never agreed that I would host the show, and he came to me at 1 o'clock when I arrived.
When were you supposed to start your stand-up routine?
I was supposed to start at 1 o'clock.
These papers that I have indicate a 1:30 start time.
He wanted me there at 1 o'clock for preparation.
Okay, but you were supposed to go on at 1:30. According to these papers, he says 2 o'clock.
Well,
wasn't it 1:30, sir?
No, Your Honor. It was 2 o'clock because if you look at the radio announcement sheet, it said 2 o'clock, and also on the flyers, on the promotional flyers, it also said 2 o'clock.
Okay, let's say you were there, and you were going to go on at 2 o'clock. What happened after 2 o'clock?
At 2 o'clock, well, actually at 1 o'clock, he said, let's start at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
At 2:30, he asked me, could we wait a little while longer for a crowd? Now, it's not my responsibility as an entertainer to wait for a crowd. I told Mr. Black, I said I had another engagement that morning. I also told him that there was no one here to do comedy for, but I would work with him. He came back and he asked me, could I host the show? On this brochure, I was never labeled as a guest appearance. I was told to go and do 25 minutes in the beginning, and he changed it because he didn't get a good response, whether advertisement or whatever. But he wanted to treat me like a calling card. Use me 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. Initially, the show started at 3:15.
Okay, so he says it started at 2:45.
It started at 3:15.
And you say it started at 3:15.
The show started at 3:15, and that's when he asked me to host the show. Now, a host doesn't do stand-up. My prices are a little higher for hosting. I'm a professional comedian.
So what did you say to him when he said, would you host?
I told him I really didn't think that he should go on with the show, but I was there, and I had to leave in ample time to get to my other engagement.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Mr. Black,
Yes, sir.
you retained the defendant. You bought his time.
Yes, Your Honor.
You had a program to do. You had to wait for enough people to make it worthwhile to do your program. That's what I'm getting out of this, because that's what common sense suggests to me, that you didn't want him to start his program when there were only 2 people in the audience. Even according to you, it didn't get started until 2:45. He says it was more like 3:15. But by 2:45, you'd already used up the $400 that you paid him. When you retain somebody, you retain them for a time. Because of your promotion, whether it was promotion or lack of interest by the public to come and see what you were doing, he had to wait around. That's unreasonable. I wouldn't like that. His time is his money. So you're not entitled to your money back because he was there for the amount of time that you paid him for, and the fact that you didn't utilize his services when you were supposed to because of things beyond his control doesn't mean that you get your money back. This lawsuit is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you. Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next judge...
Parties on Perez versus Perez. Step forward, please.
22-year-old Christina Perez is suing her husband's ex-wife, 31-year-old Diana Perez. Christina claims Diana assaulted her during an argument. Diana Perez says she was the one injured.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 246 on the calendar in the matter of Perez versus Perez. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat.
You are the present Mrs. Perez.
Yes, I am.
Mr. Perez, you are Mrs. Perez, the former wife of this gentleman.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, former Mrs. Perez assaulted you.
Yes, she did.
You want damages.
Yes.
She has a counterclaim. She claims that you assaulted her first. She wants similar damages.
No, Your Honor, I didn't do that anything.
Well, this took place when you were returning the children. There are 2 children?
Yes, 3 children.
3 children. To your home after a period of visitation. Is that? So tell me what happened.
Well, we went to go drop off the boys.
How old are the children?
One's 10 and one's 7. We only had the 2 boys with us at the time. We went to go drop them off. It was late that night. So my husband wanted to talk to her concerning one of the boys being sexually abused. He spoke with her, tried to work things out, talked to her. She started getting mad. She charged at him, started screaming back and forth at each other. I got in the middle because of the fact that the children were crying and screaming inside the home. I told my husband, let's go so it won't get out of hand, which she got mad. She struck me on my right side. And after that, my husband did hit her and she landed inside her house.
Well, when you say she struck you, did she strike you with a fist, her open hand?
I didn't see when it was coming. I don't know how she hit me, but she hit me.
Did you have any injuries?
Yes, I did.
What were your injuries?
My jaw shifted. She hit me on the right side, which it shifted my lower jaw to over here, which now I have a torn joint in my jaw, which I have doctor proofs in here. And he did make a little notation on here, but I abstained from it.
How long have you been married to your husband?
I've been with him for 4 years, 3-4 years.
And how long have you been divorced?
4 years.
What was this discussion about one of the children being sexually abused?
During the weekend we had them, their son told us what was going on. My husband called the health and welfare, called the police department, tried to get something done. They said they couldn't do anything about it unless the child was endangered over there. Which when we got to their residence, the other child was there at the time, and my husband...
You mean there was some allegation according to you, that there was another child in the defendant's residence who had been sexually abusing
their children.
Their children. Both boys or just one? And you wanted to talk to her about it?
Yes. Yeah, because this had happened before, like about 2 years before.
Step up here.
Yes, because this had happened before, like about 2 years before. I brought it to her attention, and then she didn't let me see the kids for about a year.
That's absolutely untrue.
She said that I guess they had taken care of it. I called the health and welfare and everything. They never got back to me. And that's why this ended up like this.
Well, why did you pick this particular time to speak to her? When you took the children back?
It's the only time when I drop them off, when there's a chance to talk to her, because I really don't talk to her. Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's very unfortunate that the two of you can't talk. Did you put your hands on her that evening?
After...
is not an answer. Here.
Yes. Yes, I did. I hit her.
Why did you hit her?
Because she started charging at me, telling me all this. She took out the little boy that has been sexually abusing my boy. He's like about 5, 6 years older. And she made him confront him. She put them both in front of each other. My little boy, he was shaking. He was scared because he was going to get beat up by this little boy. It's still going to happen. And he was scared and scared. And she started screaming like, what? After she hit my wife, she said, what, are you going to hit him? And I said, no, I'm going to hit you. And that's what happened. I did. I struck her.
How many times?
I don't remember. All I remember is I lost it. It must have been like 3, 4 times.
Were you arrested?
Yes, I was. Yeah.
He has been charged.
And my wife even pulled me off of her because she didn't want that to happen, but still did.
She didn't touch her, Your Honor.
How old is this other little boy that's in the house, and how is he related to your former wife?
He's her nephew. Yeah.
How old is he?
He's like about 13, 14.
He's
my
11.
little boy's like 7.
He's 11 years old.
It's 11.
Yes.
Okay, let me come to you. I'd like you to tell me your version of the events of that evening.
Your Honor, can I have the girls stepped out for a minute? I mean, there's some sections here that I would rather them not hear.
Are these your daughters?
This is my daughter, and this is her friend.
Absolutely.
Yes, please.
Step out.
Just for a minute, and because there's some issues that before, and it involves one of my daughters, and I would rather her not be present when I talk about it. I divorced Mr. Perez because of violence.
Domestic violence?
Yes. During the divorce, because it was really hectic for my children, I took them to counseling. And in one of the counseling sessions, my daughter revealed to the counselor that she was being molested by her paternal grandfather.
Paternal?
Yes.
Grandfather.
That was reported to the police and whatnot. Mr. Perez in turn countered that and started saying, at this time my nephew was 7 years old, my son was 6, and my other son was 4. In order to get back at me, he started saying that my 7-year-old was molesting my 6 and my 4-year-old. They called child services. We took all the children in for interviewing, and it was determined that the kids were playing. You show me yours, you show me mine. It was that kind of relationship that, at that time. Now, they come to my house that day and saying that my child had told her child, made a comment to her child. I talked to my little boy about this, and we have taken him to counseling also regarding this.
Why did you take him to counseling?
Because they've been so traumatized by all this. You have to understand, Your Honor, these people have been torturing me for 4 years. I mean, between taking me to court, I have been to court about 20 times since I divorced. For protection orders, for getting beaten up, for modification of child support, for everything.
Okay.
Anyway, we were at the house that day. I didn't have any milk, so I had to run to the store. I left my daughter and Veronica in charge. They were there. They came and dropped off the boys, and I wasn't home. I was at the store getting milk, and then I wasn't home, so they called the police on me again, because they called the police on me for everything, saying that the kids were unattended.
So let me understand this. You dropped the children off, and then you called the police.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
They didn't ask to be born. You made them, and your primary responsibility is supposed to see to it that they have happy childhoods.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Diana Perez is being sued by her ex-husband's new wife, 22-year-old Christina Perez. Christina charges that Diana hit her in the jaw, causing serious injury. But Diana says she was only defending herself.
You dropped the children off, and then you called the police.
No, we didn't drop the children off at that time with the girls. My husband wanted to talk to her regarding their children.
So you kept the children in the car?
Yes, we went to...
Mr. Perez, so you didn't drop the children off? You put the children back in the car, or they remained in the car?
Yes.
And you drove directly to the police station? And what did you tell the police?
I just told them that she's not there, because she always does this. I'm supposed to drop them off at 7. It was
Just
already
a second.
12 o'clock.
Just a second. What did you tell the police? I didn't ask your whole history.
Okay, I just told them that basically that's it. That I went to drop them off. I already went like about 4 times. She's not there. And in the divorce decree, it says that I should drop them off at 7, pick them up at 7, and drop them off at 7. That's what it was all about.
How old are these 2 girls?
I think my daughter's 13. I don't know about the other one. I don't even know who she is.
Your daughter is 13?
12. Or 12, going to 13.
And your 2 sons that you were dropping off?
That time he was 6, and the other one's like 9.
9 and 6?
Yes.
Why couldn't their sister watch them?
I could have left her off, but I want to talk to her.
You could have left them off?
Yes.
Now you drove back at 10, and you say she wasn't home at 10. Did you go back to the police again?
No, we called them up.
Called who?
The police department from our home to let them know that she wasn't home yet and what was going on. We let them know, and they told us we would have to get a hold of the health and welfare.
Just a second. At 10 o'clock, the girls were home.
Yes.
So why didn't you bring the children home instead of calling the police?
Because he wanted to talk to Diana concerning the boys.
It wasn't urgent to talk to her that night. Certainly not urgent enough to call the police. You folks, I don't know about what's happening on her side, the history of what's going on there, but you people are not behaving like responsible parents. You're behaving like vindictive babies. And you're putting your children in the middle, because whenever you bring the police into something, you put the children in the middle. Ridiculous.
Excuse me, Your Honor. The only reason I bring the police into it because there's been a lot of occasions where I get busy or something, and she calls the police department.
That's terrible.
Pick me up.
Just a second. You mean you get busy and don't bring the children home on time?
More like I only see him like sometimes she doesn't really let me see him for 3 or 4 months.
Mr.
So when
Perez.
I see him, I try to take him out, go do something.
Mr. Perez. I'm hearing a lot of excuses from this end. Now, I don't agree with using children, custodial parents, if they happen to be mothers using the children. I just don't like the vibes that I'm getting over here, sir. Something in my common sense and my training suggests to me that there's a lot more here than I'm going to have time to hear today. How much child support do you pay?
$360 a month.
When was the last time you went back to have that modified?
I'm supposed to be in court tomorrow.
For what?
Modification on it.
Whose modification?
Mine, I guess, yeah.
What do you mean you guess?
Yeah, what's mine?
It's your petition to modify downward the order of support.
Yes.
From $360 a month?
Yes.
For 3 children?
Yes.
Why?
Because where I used to work before, I used to make a lot more money, and they closed the plant. I'm out of that job, so I ended up, to be able to pay the child support, I could have got unemployment, but I figured, no, I got to pay my child support, so I went and got another job. It was like 2.5 less an hour, so that's why I'm getting the modification.
How many times have you gone for
modification?
Mr. Perez, how many modification petitions have you filed in the last 4 years?
This is it.
This is the second one.
4. Okay. Now, I would like to see the initial police report from you, Mrs. Perez. Can I see it, please? What was the date of this incident, by the way?
Ended up being on the 25th. Because it was late that night, so they did 24th, 25th.
Okay. Now let me see the medical bill, please. These are... Were you arrested that night, sir?
Yes, ma'am. I knew I did wrong, so I just went and turned myself in.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
And this is what I looked like after I got beat up by him.
It would have been worse, Dad. He could have killed you there.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Gabriel Perez's current wife, Christina Perez, is suing Gabriel's ex-wife, Diana Perez, claiming Diana assaulted her during an argument. Diana says her ex-husband injured her.
You didn't go to see a doctor until 2 days after this incident. Mrs. Perez, is that right?
I went right the next day, Your Honor.
No. 2 days later. This happened on the 24th. You went and just
Actually, it was the 25th late that night. And the police officer did neglect me medical attention, so I had to go on my own.
He neglected?
Yes, he did.
Did you go to the doctor before or after your husband was arrested for assault?
I went after.
Yeah, I got it. Now, I understand that you don't get $5,000 for a slap. I don't see anything here about injuries, madam. And I don't know why you got in between these two people. I have no idea. You had no business being there. You had no business getting in between these two people. Now, you, with regard to your counterclaim, are suing the wrong person.
Pardon me?
You're suing the wrong person. He's the one you should be suing.
I know.
He was the one who injured you. And according to the police reports here, you were pretty severely beaten. He sort of acknowledges that he severely beat you. He lost it. I assume that it's not the first time he lost it.
No.
Yes, it was.
Baloney. Well, then maybe the other times that you hit her, you hit her on purpose.
I've never hit her before.
You two people present a very sad commentary on what happens when people separate. You are remarried, you have a new wife. You have any new children with your new wife?
Yes, I do.
How many children? Two. Do you work?
Yes, I do.
So you work inside the house or outside?
Inside the house.
In the house. What do you do?
I have a child daycare, which I am licensed to have one.
Fine.
I went to school for it.
That's good. All right, because I assume you know he has prior financial obligations to the 3 children that he had before
Yes,
he
Your
made
Honor,
more children.
I've been divorced before. I know how it goes. I was dealing with her before with the child custody of the kids so they could visit their father. I would talk for both of them.
Well, that's a big mistake.
Yes, it is a big mistake.
Big mistake.
I tried to get
especially when, Mrs. Perez, it's a big mistake, especially when a portion of your husband's salary is going to support his other 3 children. And there's not a lot of money to go around, so that makes you a little bit irritated.
I know he has obligations, which is okay with me, because that $360 a month is not even hardly enough to support
It
the
sure
children.
isn't. Especially when he's going to have it reduced. $360 for 3 children a month doesn't keep a cocker spaniel in puppy chow. Certainly not 3 growing children. So, I don't believe she injured you, madam. I don't believe that this slap, which you referred to as a slap, caused you any injury whatsoever. Let me tell you what I think.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
What I think is that you got very nervous when your husband lost it and was arrested for assaulting her because he assaulted her and you know he injured her.
Yes,
because,
I know that's right.
Because according to these reports, there was blood all over the place. According to the reports by the police, there was blood all over the place. So then I believe that you and your husband came up with this story to try to soften it a little bit, that she was the one who instigated the whole thing by assaulting you. Now, you were not denied assistance by the police. There were no visible signs of any injury on you when the police arrived. None whatsoever. Your case is dismissed. You, on the other hand, madam, are suing the wrong person civilly. He's the one you ought to be suing. I suggest that you do it so that you can get damages from him. So the next time he loses his temper, he'll know it's going to cost him.
Yes, ma'am.
As far as your children are concerned, you got to do the right thing with regard to your children. If he has a legitimate concern with regard to what's going on in your house with a now 12 or 13-year-old. You have to take that very seriously. And you have to stop thinking that it's just in retaliation. If it's true that when he confronted you with this allegation, you put both boys together, very bad thing to do. You have to be protective of your own child and make sure that this is not going on in your home, because very often parents are the last to know. You have to stop abusing the system, sir. Abusing the police system, abusing the child welfare system, in order to gain an upper hand in whatever kind of proceedings you have, whether they be support proceedings, whether they be visitation proceedings, whether they be custody proceedings. And the two of you have to recognize that together you made 3 children. The 3 children are the innocents. They didn't ask to be born. You made them. And your primary responsibility is supposed to see to it that they have happy childhoods. And right now, you're not doing that. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
Step forward.
33-year-old Jackie Harder is suing her ex-husband's new girlfriend, 38-year-old Denise Noble, for defamation of character. Jackie alleges that Denise passed out flyers in her neighborhood, accusing her of being a child abuser. Denise says the flyers are true.
Order, all rise. Your Honor, this is case number 244 on the calendar in the matter of Harder versus Noble. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Have a seat, please. Have a seat.
Mrs. Harder, the defendant, according to your papers, is the present girlfriend of your former husband.
Correct.
Who you allege defamed you.
Yes.
In your community by slandering you and by publishing flyers demeaning your character and saying things about your children.
Yes.
Is this the ex-husband?
Yes.
Do you not get along with each other?
No.
You don't get along with him and you don't get along with her?
No. I get along with him if she's not involved.
How many children do you have?
2.
How old are they?
9 and 6.
And how long have you been divorced?
6 years.
So you were married for a short period of time?
5 years.
Tell me about this defamation.
I have a copy of the flyer right here. I moved into a new home October of '96, and in February, my neighbors came to me, 3 separate neighbors came to me on one Sunday afternoon and said that prior to me moving in, a strange woman had gone through the neighborhood, knocked on the door, handed out these flyers.
Can I see them, please? You don't deny that you went up to some of the neighbors in the new place where she was moving in and had conversations with them, correct?
Correct.
You didn't discuss these flyers in your answer, but I assume these flyers are flyers that you gave to them. Is that correct?
1. Correct.
So why don't you explain why?
They were meant for a telephone pole.
What?
They were meant for a telephone pole in the neighborhood because we were concerned for the children.
Who was concerned for what children?
I, myself, and the father of the children were very concerned of situations that the children were discussing with both I and the father about some abuse towards them from their mother and the mother's boyfriend.
Step up here.
And we can no longer
Step up here. Step up here. You have concerns about your children, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Why didn't you go to the family court?
I went to the family.
You went to the family court.
No, I didn't go to family court. I called Child Protective Service.
I didn't ask you if you called Child Protective Services. You chewing gum?
Yes, ma'am.
Get rid of it. I said if you are concerned about your children, why didn't you go to the family court and say, I am concerned about my children, and I think that perhaps we should entertain a different kind of custody arrangement for the children. Why didn't you do that?
I did do that. I went to mediation.
Good.
A mediation.
Good. And what happened as a result of the mediation?
What happened in mediation?
Yes.
What happened in mediation?
Try to remember, sir, they're your children. Did you get your children?
My children?
Did you get your children?
Yes, I did get my children.
So you got custody of your children?
Right.
So
No, I
what are
didn't
we
get
doing
custody
here?
of my...
No.
I didn't get custody.
Just a second.
I didn't get custody of them. I got visitation.
Good. Now, after you had visitation with your children, according to your girlfriend, the two of you became very concerned about the children's welfare.
Right.
So why didn't you go back to court and say, circumstances have changed. I would like to have a hearing with regard to custody of my children. I would like my children to have their own attorney that they can speak to, right? And resolve the matter in an orderly fashion as you did with your visitation request. Why didn't you do that?
Well, the man that I was talking to, the mediator, he said if there was any problems to come back and talk to him. There was a statement that he issued, and it was a court order, that she not degrade me in front of the kids and to leave me alone.
Degrading you in front of the children.
Right.
That's your primary concern.
No, it's not my primary concern, but these children are going, they're not, how do you say it? Excuse me, I'm not well spoken, but my children are going through hell right now.
You think that this makes it better?
Well, I think I've already gone to the Child Protective Services. I went to school. Nobody
If you
else
went to Child Protective Services, that means that Child Protective Services did an investigation.
Yes, they did.
And did they take any action?
No, they didn't.
And how many times did you go to Child Protective Services?
3 times.
And of the 3 times that you went there, was any action taken, any case filed against their mother?
There's an open case, but no, nothing was filed against her.
And the children remain in her care?
Yes.
Do you have any children, madam?
Yes, I do.
Where are they?
She's 17 years old.
Wait, that's not what I asked you. I didn't ask you how old she was. I said, where is she?
She's at home, waiting for a job interview.
At home where?
In Santa Barbara.
Is that where you live?
Yes, that is.
So she lives with the 2 of you?
Yes, she does.
She finished school?
No, she hasn't.
Why not?
She's a junior in high school.
I don't understand what you mean. She's waiting for a job interview.
She has independent studies.
Why?
I pulled her out of the school system.
Why?
I don't like the high school near my home.
Mm-hmm. Is that your only child?
Yes, it is.
And when did you pull her out of school? How old was she?
September of 96.
How long have you been living in the same place, sir?
Since...
Don't ask her.
Well, I'm not good with dates, excuse me.
You're not good with language and you're not good with dates. What are you good at?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You don't pull your kids out of school, Bert? Put them in independent studies?
No, Judge, not
I had 5 kids. I never pulled my kids out of school for independent studies.
And later today...
When I started expressing my concerns, she sent me socks saying that I had cold feet.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 33-year-old Jackie Harder is charging her ex-husband's new girlfriend, Denise Novo, with defamation of character. Jackie says when she moved into a new neighborhood, Denise passed out flyers to the neighbors, falsely accusing her of being a child abuser. Denise says that it's true.
You two must be very smart people in order to teach this child yourself. He doesn't know dates, he doesn't know anything, and you do this. This is outrageous! This is outrageous! You are a mean, vindictive, moving into a new place. You didn't get what you want when you called Child Protective Services. They conduct no less than 3 investigations against her. They find absolutely no basis to remove the children, so you decide to make a little trouble, make her life a little bit miserable. And you go around before she moves into the community, and you plaster things up around the community. She says she gave it out to people. Genius over here says it was supposed to be on telephone poles. All right? I want to tell you something. If I were the family court judge, not a mediator, but if I were the family court judge who was deciding visitation with your children, you, sir, would see your children under a supervised visitation arrangement only. And I am a very serious proponent of fathers having as unrestricted quality time, if they are not the custodial parents of children, as is possible, because I always believe that that's in a child's best interest, to have the love and companionship of both biological parents. It's always been my view. I'm a serious proponent of that, but not, sir, when you live with this kind of witch. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000. Whatever counterclaim there is dismissed, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
And now the next case.
Parties on Licht versus Water. Step forward, please.
42-year-old Reverend Howard Licht is suing his former fiancée, 39-year-old Stephanie Warder, for not returning the engagement ring after they called off their wedding. Stephanie says she was embarrassed by his change of heart.
Simple case. You are Reverend Licht?
Yes, ma'am.
And Miss Warder, according to these papers, you became engaged to each other. You purchased an engagement ring for the defendant. You changed your mind.
Yes, ma'am.
Called off the wedding. Want the ring back.
Yes.
That's pretty simple. How long were you engaged before you changed your mind, sir?
A couple of months, Your Honor.
Why don't you think 4 months? All right, Miss Warden. Water. Is that the way you pronounce it, Water? Why don't you tell me why you think he is not entitled to his ring back?
Well, after he proposed to me and I said yes, I started planning for the wedding. I bought a wedding dress, hired a wedding coordinator, worked on getting the tuxes and the bridal dresses. I had my whole church involved in planning this wedding. And then he calls it off, but doesn't really call it off. He says, well, why don't we just postpone the wedding? It's okay, we can do that. But then he never would talk to me, with no communications whatsoever. Every time I tried to talk to him, he would be abrupt with me, sure had something else to do. And I thought we were trying to work this out.
Did you know why he had called off the wedding or why he wanted to postpone it?
He said that he didn't like the way I talked to waiters and waitresses.
Is that the reason you gave her?
That was among other things, yes. At one point, we had a discussion about her having her hair done, and I was curious. She had told me that she had a speaking relationship with her stylist, and I said, well, what did your stylist think about the hairstyle you wanted? And she told me in no uncertain terms that her stylist had nothing to do with her decision. She was capable of making decisions on her own. It took me aback. I work with a lot of people. I listen to a lot of professional opinions, and while I may not always follow those opinions, when I make my decision, they are informed. I just began to think about what's the marriage going to be like if she makes all the decisions without any input.
I did have input from people, but the final decision is mine when it deals with my hair or something that deals with me, my car, my house, or whatever, because I am the one that has to live with those decisions.
Have you been married before?
No, I have never been married before.
But you have, sir.
Yes.
Never
According
been
to these
engaged.
papers, a couple of times.
Yes, ma'am.
And engaged a few more times.
Yes, ma'am.
How many times?
I was going to ask for as long as you did.
Well, there have been a number of engagements.
All together, how many times?
I would say probably 7 or 8 different times.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He would get me upset about this or wanting to talk. And then, of course, it was time to go to bed because he had to get up and preach the next morning.
Real people. Judge Judy.
39-year-old Stephanie Water says when her fiancé, 42-year-old Reverend Howard Late, broke off their engagement, she had already spent hundreds of dollars planning the wedding, so she kept the engagement ring to help make up for the loss.
Miss Water, how much did you actually spend on planning the wedding? Your dress, things that you could not return.
I spent probably with the dress and the plane tickets to fly down to visit him, around $1,000.
I'm not talking about the plane tickets to fly down to visit him. I'm talking about you paid for your dress.
Right.
Were you able to get the money back?
No.
And how much was the dress?
$640.
And did you give any money to your wedding coordinator?
No, because she was a friend of mine and she decided not to.
That's not a big deal.
I've never been married before. I've never been engaged before either. This was the time that I was going to do it. I was 39 years old when he proposed to me. I didn't think I should have any problem about taking the wedding dress back because this was going to be it.
When you accepted this ring, did you know that he had been married twice before?
Yes, I did.
When you accepted the ring, did you know that he had been engaged 8 times before?
Yes, I did. But I also decided that I should not hold his past against him.
Well, I'm not suggesting that you hold his past against him, but when somebody has an argument with you because they don't like the way you talk to your hairdresser, I would suggest to you that there's a problem.
That was after the engagement, not before.
You mean after you were engaged already?
Right.
You're probably lucky. Where's the ring?
I don't have the ring.
Where is it?
It's at home in a safe place. I'm keeping the ring because he gave it to me. It's very important. It meant a whole lot to me.
What do you plan on doing with it, Miss Water?
Wearing it on my right hand. It's a nice dinner ring.
Good. How much did you pay for the ring, sir?
$2,200.
You paid $2,200? Let me see the receipt. Now, Miss Water, I'm not going to send a posse to your house to get the ring. It's up to you. But if,
I'm not going to give this ring back.
Well, then you'll have to pay for it, madam. Listen to me.
So
let me explain why to you, because I think that that's fair. There's a difference between a broken engagement and breaking up a marriage. This guy clearly has some problems. If he makes a big Megillah over your hairstylist, that's not somebody that I, after waiting 39 years, would want to hang my hopes on for a happy future. So you're probably very lucky that it ended when it did after 4 months. The fact that it was an embarrassment to you, I can understand. But an engagement ring is given as a promise, as sort of a contract in anticipation of getting married.
I did not break that contract.
I understand that. It doesn't make any difference. In my view, it doesn't make any difference because whoever breaks the contract, both parties are usually better off. I mean, are you suggesting to me that you would have wanted to have married this man, gone through with the ceremony, and found out what you know about him now 3 or 4 or 5 weeks after you got married, or 5 months after you got married, or perhaps after you had children together? Come on, be smart. You're getting away cheap. So, in my view, irrespective of whose fault it is, of who's willing to stand up and
Why should he get back everything when I am the one who's a loser here?
Just a second. I'm going to see to it that you get back the money for your dress. That's going to be deducted from the cost of the ring. Absolutely. Now, if you're prepared to give him back the ring, I'm prepared to enter a judgment against him for the cost of the dress. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because I don't think that because he changed his mind, you should find yourself in a position of being out financially. Doesn't that sound fair?
Yeah, the humiliation that goes along with it, too.
Well, but you know, you have to balance the humiliation, Miss Water.
And my whole church knew.
I know.
His church did not know. Even my mailman knew that I was getting married. This was very important to me.
I understand. Would you have preferred to have married him? And then been wife number 3?
At this moment, no.
There you go. So, that's the answer.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Your Honor, will that be a monetary judgment for the balance?
Well, unless I can convince Miss Water that she's sure to give up this ring because it's going to be a constant reminder of this very bad period of time.
It is not a reminder of bad times for me. It's a reminder of all the good times for me.
Okay.
I am not giving it back.
Very good. I am deducting the $640 for her wedding dress, sir. $1,560 for the plaintiff. Consider yourself lucky, Miss Water. That's all.
As I excuse, you may step out.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And on the next
Richmond versus Stimson, step forward, please.
27-year-old Carolyn Oshrin is suing 31-year-old Frank Stimson for assault. Carolyn alleges she suffered injuries after Frank hit her during a traffic dispute. He says she kicked him first.
Order, all rise. Quiet, please. This is case number 233 on the calendar in the matter of Oshrin versus Stimson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, ma'am, sir.
All right, this case involves a traffic dispute. Miss Oshrin, you look like an otherwise intelligent lady. Got yourself involved with this dispute.
Mm-hmm.
You want to tell me about it, please?
It was Saturday night, and I was going to get dinner for my husband. I was waiting at a left-hand turn on Sherman Way, which is a busy street. And
what kind of a car were you driving?
I was driving a rental car. It was a little Mercury Mystique, I believe. And I was sitting there waiting for traffic to go. There was 2 more cars that needed to go by. It was a little distance between, but not enough. And while I was sitting there, another car came up and started blaring on the horn at me. Didn't let off. So I waited, made my turn. The car tailgated me and followed me into the parking lot where I was going, which was another left in there. And so I turned down the first row of cars, trying to go where I needed to go and get out of the way. And started to go towards the right, and car, kind of punched it a little bit to the right. So I just stopped, figuring, go around me. I'm not moving. And I had
and it was the same car that had been
it
blowing
was the same one.
The horn. What kind of car was that?
Well, I couldn't tell until it was later, and it was a '81 Toyota truck. Little pickup. It was small.
Driver.
Mhm.
Go.
And so anyway, then when I stopped, I had a dog in the car that I was trying to adopt, and so I checked on the dog just because she's nervous anyway. And when I looked up, there was, the defendant was walking down towards me, towards my car. So I locked the door, and he came up, kneeled down, and told me I got my license from a Cracker Jack box. And so he kneeled there for a second, paused, he got up, and leaned forward and spit through the crack I had in my window, in my face. So, and then he turned around and walked back, and I got out to get his license plate. His car was parked like maybe an inch off of mine, and what I could see, there was no plate. So I started to walk back, and when I started to walk, he turned around again, and so I yelled at him for spitting in my face, and he turned around and we ended up in a kicking fight. He started kicking me, so I kicked him back, and finally I didn't kick it, but I pushed the door with my foot, because it was at an angle and he was on one side, and it pushed him back into the truck. So I went back to my car, and as I was walking back to the car, he came up and grabbed me by the shoulder and kind of pushed me and started to beat up the car, tried kicking my car. Then he turned around and came at me again. So, he ended up spitting in my face. So I was holding him back because he was walking at me. And by the time we kind of did like a circle and came back by the car, and the car was on the side of me. So I was, while I'm holding him back, there was a girl that came walking down from the other side, quickly at us. So I glanced at her, and when I glanced at her, he hit me in the jaw, so.
And then what happened?
Well, my head went that way, and then I turned around and I ducked. And when I did that, I ended up ripping his shirt because I was still holding. And somebody grabbed my arm, for the other direction. So I went that way, and when I looked up, he had 4 or 5 people holding him back. So I went back again to try to get the license plate, and I guess they let him go because I was probably about halfway down there. And he came back and he started pushing me, and I walked like a big circle to the back. And finally got the plate, and he turned around and left once I realized, I guess, what I got.
All right. What kind of medical costs did you have?
I've got chiropractic and
for my my jaw. It was actually, it's a specialist. He went through 2 referrals to get to it. He wants, together they're like 44, 60 something, 64 right now. Here's another one. This goes with it. That's all, everything. The bill's right behind it.
I have a lot of questions to ask you.
Okay.
The first one that comes to my mind, as a woman, if some nut comes up to your car and you know that he's been tailgating you, and I don't think that there's any question that he was tailing you, because I read your complaint and I read his answer. So common sense suggests to me he was annoyed, honking his horn. You live in California?
Mm-hmm.
It's surprising. People in California don't blow their horns a lot. People in New York blow their horns if you delayed a split second. Here, everybody sort of hangs out and gives you a chance. I found the drivers here very polite. So, where are you from?
California?
Well, you didn't learn the rules, sir. The rules are you're not supposed to honk your horn.
I beat my horn briefly. I did not lay on the horn.
I didn't say lay on the horn. I said honk your horn. You honked your horn.
Yes, I did. If someone sits at a green light with no oncoming cars for a good 10 to 15 seconds, they either have car problems or they're just ignorant.
Well, maybe she had car problems.
She obviously didn't.
I'll get to you in a minute. It's going to be interesting. I'm not finished with you yet because I'm trying to figure out whether you have all your screws. Okay. He comes up to your car, says something that is, it's aggressive. It's aggressive because he stopped his car, he's gotten out of his car, he's approached your car, and you don't know whether he's a nut, right? Somebody dangerous, or just a flake, right? You have your window open a little bit. According to you, he spits in your face. And you get out of the car?
Yeah, I did.
Who are you?
I'm Dan Moran. I witnessed what happened that night.
Wonderful. Perfect. You would agree with me, Mr. Moran, that that's pretty stupid.
That was my first question.
Perfect. For that, you don't have an answer.
No. Well, I want his plate.
Your life is more important than his license plate.
True.
And then, after he's put his hands on you, after he struck you in the jaw, after all of that, you still wanted his plate.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I want to tell you something. Somebody spits at me, and you would have had a lot more than a couple of scratches on your body. A lot.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
27-year-old Carolyn Oshrin is suing 31-year-old Frank Stimson for assault during a traffic dispute. Frank admits he insulted Carolyn, but denies her allegations of assault.
Now your version.
I drove up to the light. She was at the light in front of me, a green light. No traffic was oncoming at that time. I waited for about 10 to 15 seconds. I beeped my horn briefly. She pulled forward approximately 5 to 10 feet and slammed on her brakes. I waited, kind of scratched my head and said, wow, what's that about? She pulled forward through the intersection after that. And when she got into the crosswalk on the other side, she slammed on her brakes again. I sat in the middle of the street with the car coming towards the passenger side of my car. And then the same thing happened again in the next driveway. She consistently tried to get me to rear-end her.
No, she wasn't. She was probably trying to irritate you. This lady, what do you think? She's a scam artist? She was trying to get you to rear-end her? No, she was trying to irritate you like you irritated her.
Car. She doesn't care about the car. She wants money. That's why we're here.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Let me hear.
When we got in the parking lot, she moved along at a snail's pace.
Just a second. How many lanes are there in the parking lot?
There's one going forward and one going the opposite way.
So there's only one way that you could have gone? Is that what you're telling me? Because there's a witness here.
Yes. There's There's
only one lane that you can go to.
No, I was following her because I wanted to ask her why she was trying to get me to hit her.
That's right. So you were following her.
At that point, yes.
Okay. Why were you following her?
Why was I following her? Because
That's my
we were
question.
both happened to be going the same way at the time. I was going in to develop some film. I don't know why she pulled in the parking lot.
Just a second. You don't... Stupid isn't written here. You just told me that you were following her. That's what you told me. You could have avoided the confrontation by just going in a different direction. So, you stopped your truck, and you got out of your truck and you walked over to her side, to the driver's window. And what happened at the driver's window?
I had asked her if she got her driver's license out of a Cracker Jack box.
And she said?
She didn't say anything. She just stared at me and laughed.
And what did you do?
I laughed back. I told her that she was kind of a ridiculous driver, acting like a child, and she should go get a real driver's license.
Did you spit at her?
No, I did not.
Oh, I think you're lying.
I did not. I may have used lots of profanity, but I did not spit at her.
You may have used lots of profanity.
I was kind of upset. Anytime someone tries to get rear-ended, something's wrong with them. I told
She
her
wasn't
what
trying
I
to
thought.
get rear-ended, sir.
She was. If you do this 5 to 6 times, slam on your brakes, that's not normal.
You know what's not normal? Not normal is looking for trouble. Now,
That's what she was doing.
No, listen to me. You started it. She continued it. Right? Okay. Is that right? You were annoyed that he honked his horn. Correct?
Yeah, I was annoyed.
So that when you got to the intersection, when you made your turn, and he was following you, you figured, I'm going to give him a little bit of agita. And you slowed down. Is that right?
I went slow because it wasn't far to turn.
Yeah. And you went slow because you knew that he was behind you. That's what happened. Right?
Yeah, but there's another lane there too, so...
I understand that. He could have gone around you. Yeah. He didn't want to. So you were being dumb.
Okay.
And he was being dumb. So, I don't think you would have gotten out of your car if he had not spit at you. No, because there would have been no basis for her, sir, to try at that point to get your plate. None whatsoever. So I believe that you spit at her while using profanity. Now,
I used lots of profanity.
Step up here, sir.
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
know this lady?
No, I don't.
Do you know this gentleman?
No, I don't.
I'm going to settle this right now. Tell me what you saw.
When I was finished doing my shopping there in the center, I have a convertible car, so I saw everything. It was very unusual. They were making a left turn into the parking lot from Sherman Way into the driveway. It's a very short distance. I see these two cars come in, and the guy was no further than this far behind her bumper, right on her butt, right on the bumper. He gets out, and at first I'm thinking, well, is this like from a movie? It's like, it was so surreal that, well, it must be a couple, they must be fighting, a domestic dispute, something like that. But what happened, this guy gets out of his car and starts screaming at her. She's got a little crack like that in the window, and I'm like, what is this? And he spits at her, puts a big old loogie on her, and I, at first I said, well, when I saw her get out of the car, I thought, well, it must be a domestic thing. Hey, I got on the cell phone, I called the police right away, and then all of a sudden there's 5 other guys on top of this dude trying to restrain him from beating her up. And I don't blame her for jumping out of her car. This guy was totally out of control, very out of line, so...
See what happens? Sometimes you have an independent witness, sir.
He's not an independent witness. Nobody put their hands on me.
Just a
but
second.
Her.
Just a second.
I should be able to state the rest of my case.
I'm going to let you. I just want you to listen to him before you state the rest of your case.
How close
He doesn't
is he?
know. He doesn't know.
How can he see any of this?
He just told you. He was in his convertible car. He saw exactly how you came in. Is that right, sir?
The cars were no further than the edge of that table there. I was right to the right side of it. So I saw all
And you were the one who called the police?
From my cell phone, yeah.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You gotta be on the women's wrestling team, man. You have a nice day.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
27-year-old Carolyn Oshman and Frank Stimson are in court after a traffic dispute turned violent. Both motorists claim they were assaulted during their argument in a parking lot.
Mr. Stimson, tell me the rest of your case, sir.
Okay, so when I started walking away after I gave her a piece of my mind, not my lungs, I started walking away. She exited her car, ran towards me. I backed up. She ran over and kicked the side of my truck. I said, if that's what you want to do, I went over and kicked her car. She said, it's not my car anyway, ha, 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 and started yelling and screaming at me. She came at me. She tried to kick me approximately 20 to 30 times, at least, swinging at me. At one point, she got a hold of my shirt and she socked me in the face. At that point, and only at that point, did I raise a hand and I pushed her away to try to get away from her. And I have a witness sitting right here who watched the whole thing also.
Step up. Name?
Marcia Gerard. We were turning left, and it was a long time before she did turn. And she did make a couple of breaks before she entered the driveway, and then stopped at the crosswalk. Then we followed her in, or Frank followed her in, turned left and followed right behind her. He did get out of the car, went to her, and I...
Just a second. Now you're in the car. What is he saying to you as he's pulling up behind her?
He's just saying, what is wrong? You know, is there something wrong with this lady, or
no,
the person?
Exactly what is he saying? I don't think that this man said, I wonder what's wrong with this lady.
No, he did. He said, what is wrong? Does she not go, or is she sick, or something? Is there something wrong?
He thought she might be sick.
Yeah, something, or else she's injured or something. I mean, she would not go. He honked the horn a couple of times.
So he thought she might be injured. So he ran up to the car and, according to him, said, did you get your license from a Cracker Jack box?
Yes.
He didn't go up to the car and say, are you all right?
No.
So he wasn't so concerned that she was sick. Because that's what you would do if somebody is sick. Well, are you an intelligent woman?
Yes, I am.
Did you say to him, Frank, don't get out of the car. This isn't worth... What are you getting out of the car for? Did you say that to him?
No.
Why not?
I just figured he'd handle it himself.
Sir.
One important fact that hasn't been brought up yet, this clown, after he assaulted this woman, this clown left the scene.
The one that was
he left the scene. He drove away as the police were arriving and went home, I guess, and made the call because the police got the call because he knew he had screwed up and filed a claim against her, which is totally wrong.
It's so easy when you have an eyewitness who's not related to anybody. What kind of work do you do, sir?
I work in retailing as a business consultant.
Well, first of all, sir, I thank you for coming to court today. Too often citizens who see something happen don't participate in the process.
I felt it was my civic duty, ma'am.
You waited for the police?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Stayed through the whole thing. She was traumatized.
Okay. Well, I want to tell you something. She may be traumatized, but she's not smart.
Well...
She was just lucky
yes.
that he didn't have more than his spit to hurl at her. Because he might have, and then she would have been in real trouble.
Very true.
So, I hope, madam, that you learned a lesson. A car is a dangerous thing. You don't use it to get even. You don't use it to you just don't do that. It's not smart. But if you're involved in a dispute with somebody, whether you're a man or a woman, you stay in your car. And if you have a phone in your car, terrific. Otherwise, you drive around and look for a police officer or for somebody else and say, could you please call 911? You don't get out of your car, because otherwise you wind up with that sort of injury.
True. I would like to say I've got pictures. Now, I was the one attacked here, and if your statement is so correct, why don't you state what you really saw as far as the altercation went, to where a man is backing away from a woman and a woman is coming at him aggressively, swinging, kicking, and flailing. Thank you.
Just answer me.
Obviously, this man was filled with road rage. It's very obvious. The way that he pulled in right on... It's so weird. You see someone pulling
have anything to do with
Just
a second. Did you see her assault him?
No, not at all.
Did you see anybody kick a car?
You're at fault here, fella.
Did you see anybody stop fighting with each other? Listen to me. I heard enough.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
You're suing him for $5,000. You're counterclaiming for $2,000.
Yes.
You, sir.
Would you like to see the physical abuse? I've got pictures.
Oh, sure. I'll take a look at your pictures.
Many scratches.
I'll take a look
and
at your pictures.
abrasions.
I'll take a look at your pictures, sir. I want want to tell you something? Somebody spits at me, and there isn't a question in my mind that you spit at her. Somebody did it to me. You would have had a lot more than a couple of scratches on your body. A lot!
Yeah, that's fine.
Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000, and the countersuit is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
And on Senna versus McLean, step forward, please.
37-year-old Deborah Sena is suing 39-year-old Debbie McLean. Deborah charges that Ms. McLean failed to honor an agreement to enter her daughter Christina in a beauty pageant. Debbie McLean says there was no arrangement. The money was for a sponsorship.
Order, all rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. Guys, case number 237 on the calendar in the matter of Senna versus McLean. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, please.
Let me see if I understand this complaint. Miss Senna, you have a young daughter.
Yes, I do.
This is your daughter, Miss McLean. Your daughter had been involved in modeling as a younger child, and probably even today. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, Miss Senna, don't look at your papers. Look at me. According to your complaint, you two ladies became acquainted. You were approached by the defendant, asked if you would like to sponsor her daughter in an upcoming beauty pageant. Is that right?
Yes.
And what was the sponsorship cost?
Well, I guess the sponsorship was, I asked her. She said $185.
So that's what it cost to
Yes,
sponsor. And what else did she say to you?
That she would put my daughter in a beauty pageant that she was running, that she was having, and she would be able to get my daughter into another beauty pageant if she was to get into this first one, which was at the Fallbrook Community Center.
Dies Gesche im Herbst, 2021, ALS, Ich, Aline, in einem, Jemmy Tetten, Rheinhaus, im Süden von Illinois, lebt. Es war das erst Mal, das Ich Aline, lebt, abois uch, technisch Gizahan, erwachsen. War 27 Jahre alt, mit Valsajab, en einem Festen. Taish Sabloff, Volt, Ich mich bedur ganzan, Sash immer, Nochun, Wohl. Ich hat Gerard ein schwer Trenang hinter mir entdacht. Etwas, Ruhe in Abgeskenheit, kannten mir helfen, die den zu klogren. Das Rinhaus, war Thiel einer, kleinen Grupp, Identischer, Wannenheiten. Niets Bessendiers, Einfolk, Sauber. En ruhig, versteckten einer ruhigen. Gas abseits einer Landstrage, die Nachbarschaft, hat diesen Langwilligen, vorstadlich. Viel hellbraun, Vinelverkledunen, ordentlich, Gestochsti, Busch, Windspiel, and Briefskillen Milton. Familienemen. Meistens Latierpari, EIMT, Einpar, Jungeron, Familienheier and DA, Kent Keinen, Miner Nackbarn, Vierklitsch, and Ehrlich, Gessig, Gefiel, Mir das, Och, Ich blieb, meist unter mir, da schon bald viel, mir ein Nabar auf. Want dry hues, or weiter. War ein großer, Korfdeiger, Mann, wahrscheinlich, mit 40, NIT, Enum, Strapigen, Bart und der, Seltsamen and Guanheit. Yes. Manchmal lief Zinom, Ifa off, and Deboter rocht. Aberoft stand, Ifar oft, stand Antet, absolute nits. Start newer, vor Notch. Der Arbeit Geigen 21 oder 22 in mean Einfahrt. And der Standard Dragen. In Tweeter and Zinnum während de Gelder, Galent Oder, Amrand, Seiner Einfahrt and showed off die Strage, Hinos. A winked knee, a lachelty knee, Zelpst when itch and direct ansa, Starta, Einfach Vita, Ich versect, Ease absitin. Alls itch, Ease Fronden Oder, Minor Mutter, Ershalt, Meinten See. Say Weiligt, Einfach a Notchmensch Oder Habi Schlav Problem, Ebor Ease Geborgen de Toise, and Imwar Seltsam. Ease Folt, sich an als word, mich ständig, beobachten, aber, nie wirklich, da sein, Kontakt aufs, nehmen. Lag nicht nur in Ansener in Wissenheit. War sein reglusigiet, keen zappeln, keen telefon, keen herumrutschen. Stan einfach. Nur da, Valkommen, reglos. Wie ein Statue. Ich sagd mir immer, wieder, ich soll nicht dazu, will darüber, nachdenken, gebordas, ungut Gefühl, in Minyan, Mogan, Virda, MIT, Zeit, immer, schlimmer, and Dan begannen, die Gergush. War mit September, als ich, Zoom, ersten Mal bemerkt. Ich war Jared von einer, langen Schicht, nach Hausgekommen. Ich arbeitet bis, spät die. Neumt Herbeltong normalerweise kaum, ich gegen. 20 to 30 valig erskippt, noch Haus, and a Wort im Schlafingen noch schnell etiavos. In dieser Nacht schlief ich, gegen Mitternacht ein. Janat 237 or watched ich von einem Gergeschoff, das ich nur, als Metal, auf Holz, beschreiben kannt. Zerst, dacht ich heit mir eingebildet. Aber dann, kam wieder, ein langsames. Schleppens Neuron. Wie das Öffnen eins, alten Tors. Mein Schlafzimmer, Lagim, Ergeskos, im Hinteron, Tilderwanon. Demite. Einer Glastebeater, Diamite, Vertikalen, Gelasian bedeckt, Warren din, in ein kleinen, in Exanten, Hinterhof, Fort. Ich setzte mich auf, mein Hers kloppt and lauscht. Eils Verda still, Dan hört, ich schritt. Langsames gleich Magiges Nerschen, als word Jaman vorsichtig Überkies gehen. Dergans Garten, war MIT Zersten, Statgras bedeckt, de her waren, Ali Schrittlot. Waren keine, Tirger Husch. Ich, schnapped mir mein, handy and rutscht. Ustembet. Ich besses, keine Waff. Nur ein Stumps, Kuchenmesser das, ich, in minim naktisch, auf Borti, was mir in dieser Moment, irgendwie sinnlos, vorkam. Hockt mich ins Fenster, und spett. Durch die Gelosien, ich konnte nicht sehen, aber das Buganslecht war nicht geschelt, was bedutit. Das die Person in Twitter, außer Reichweit. War oder, aus einer, anderen Richtong. Ich rief die Notrufnummer 911 an. Der Disponent blieb ruhig, frag nach meinem Standard und sag die. Beamten seien unterwegs. Ich blieb im Dunkeln, Zusammen kart, und at meet karm. Etwas in Minuten später, flackerten rot, und blau Lichter. Über das vor der Fenster. Stand auf verniet die. Trn traf die. Beiden beamten. Dragoon. Wanisch. Each holt in Ales. Was ich gehört hat. Wan Passjort war. Einer von ihnen, überprüft den Hinterhof, renderander blieb, unditch. Steltein paar Fragen. Der beamed, der vor, bei Gamen war, Kam, Zurich, und sagt. Das Torse, geschlossen, and Gib, Kina, and Zieken, Dovor, das Gemand, deren Harem, Fuschtheit, Lahud Versichtelber, Ihnen, Bericht, Erstatten, Seehatten, Neminden, Giesahan, Kana, Fingerabruck, Kana, Sheden, im Grund, Nitz. Einer von ihnen, Saget, Tatzglitsch, Wahrscheinlich, nur ein Waschber. Und warf mir einen Blick zu, der deutlich matcht, das, sie dachten ich, Word, übergeren. Ich widersprach nicht, sen Minuton, ich habe, in Dessert. Na hut behauptet, nicht geschliffen. Am Naxen morgen Jing, ich noch, draun ich Walt, selbst im Hof, Naxien. Da fiel mir etwas Merkwürdiges auf. Ein Flackerstein. Etwas so groß wie ein Taschenbuch, steckt unter dem Rande Holsters. Ich hatten vorher noch nicht gesehen. Das Tor hatan stark Fetter, die von selbst, Schlägenlies, aber der Stein, aus. Als were absichtlich dort platziert worden, damit es nicht ganz zuviel. Woran aufleg, viativus, das gemmend benutzen word. Wenn später Anna Lermzert kommen Walt, schnomich hab den Steinoff, in Wurf in Ober den Hof. Ich rief erniet die Police, an in Eersolt, in dot. Was ich jeffenden hat. Sie Sogden, Sie werden, Denstein, in Diensiege, Aufnaman, Ehrenerton, Mitch Aber, Erniet Darren, Dassin Nietz, Tun Conten, Ich fragged, OBCMIT Den, Nakbarn, Sprechen, Oder, Notch Cameras, Suchan, Canton, Sie Sogden, Nine Solange, Keen, Stekgunden Habi, Kainton C. Nick Dermatal. Ich hat das Gefühl, die Control Zuverlaren, Zwei. Natcht, Spader Verda, Ease, Schlimmer. Genau 214 OR, watched Ich wieder off, Diesmal, vom Gurgush, Der, Turklink, Anminer, Hintertur, Sie began langsam, Alsword Gemond, Ease Testen, Dan Verda, Ease Lauter, Heftiger, Alsword, Gemen Versaken, Die Tierzu, Efnon. Set Stee, Mitch Blichneloff, Mainhers Rast. Durch die Jelusian, Kont Ich Nietz, Zen Nabur, Ich Spurt, Das Gemond, Direct Vorstand. Mean Kel Verda Tracken. MIT Zitterden, Hinden Griff, Ich, Notch Minum, Handy, and Referniet Die Police. Rindich, Warteet, Coert, Ich Mitch, Imfleur, Emfleur, Auser, Sichtweit. Ich hat keine, Waff, keinen, Hund, nor dasselt, Stumpf, Kuchenmesser. Dan Jing das Buganslicht, an, Durch. Ingong Durch. Ihnen Kleinen. Sa ich Ihnen Schatun. Ich Ihnen Schatun Bor. Das. Fenster BWEGEN. Ease War. Einmann, Arant, Nichtweg, and Versact, Sichecht, Nichtzu, Versteckten. Stand einfach nur da. Dieselben, beiden, Beamten, Taugten, wieder off. Diesmal fanden sie Tatzglitch, Fuspuren, Imkais, Groß, Die Direct, Zur, Tierforten. Aberwieder, Sogden Sie, Da Niemende, Das Haus, Betrita, Habil, Noch nicht viel, Handlungsbedarf. Vor. Sie Versprachen die. Gegen Regelmageger. Zu Kontrollaren and Aaron Ailes. Abzuschalagen. Naxen Tag installeret ich ein Kamera. War eins Dieser. Mittelklasse WLA. Unmodell. H. Montierte ein Uber, der Hintertor, and ein weiters, Uber, der Veranda. In dieser Nohut blieb ich Wachimwanzamor das Lichtoskas Chalet and Verfolgt die live Bertragang auf Minom Handy. 214 Your Verging on his Wishenful. Dan, 223 Fast Die Rukamera, ETFOs. An Mon Commons Build. Com durch das Tor. Als Wust Abyss, Zerletzen, Sekunde, Via dem Sensor, Auswecken Kant. Gross. And Breet, Trugeinen, Schwarzen, Kapuzen, Polavor, MIT Huckgezigener. Kapuz, Jeans, and Handshoe. Jing Direct, Off Die, TRZU, and Blicked Direct, in Die Camera, and Lachelti. Ein Langsames, Bright Skrinsen. Dan Trat, Azurich, Immer, Noch, Oban Schauend, and Verschwand in der Dunkelheit. Ich rief, Erniat, Die Police. Sie kommen, San, Sich Die, Aufnahmen, and End Stimmten zu, Das Sie, Verstrand Waran. Aberda, I am Brucken, Noch, Etia Bruscha, Bishta. Hat Toder bewaffnet Schien, behaupteten Sie immer Noch, Sie heiten keinen Grund Zoom Handel. Sie batten den Mann die, Strage Runter, Nicht einmal, Sein Turklingel Kemazu, Aberprufen, Ich Flet, Sie Sogden, Sie Kainten, Nitztun. In Desernot packt Ich, ein Ich packt Mien Taschein, in Omnock Tetten, in einem Hotel, ALZH, M Noxen, Tag Zertkam.
Agir, Feindich.
Vire, Schlamage, Handubrucken der, Glaster, Swyoban, and Swayunten. Als Heit sich Gemmen dort, Hingekart. Die Hand Gagun das Glas gedruckt, and Hinning gestert. I'm Woch Spader Zogich Oz. Ich brach den Mietvertrag and Verlar mean caution. Ease war mir Eagle. Ich kant nicht noch, I know hat bleiben. Was mich aus. Der Fasun, bracht. War die, Nachricht. Diacham Tag Miner, Abrisen, Minum, Briefkassen Fand. See War. Hanja Schriebon. Klein and Eng. Off notice block papier. Darren Stand, Die Bulan Gehen, Aber Ichnicht. Ich Erstetet. I'm Let's Danzige. Diesmal worked der beamed, der might mir sprach, wirklich besorg. Segt sie werden die Gend. Aber prüfen, aber de Waries zuspapt. Ich jing nie wieder, hin. Ungefähr ihnen Monat später Beckemich on Facebook, Nachricht von Kayla, sie sagt. Sie se nach mir in Deselby, wohn an Gazagen. Ihr Nachricht latet. Hallo tut. Mir leid. Sie zustren. Ach. Globe sie haben. Früher higher juent. Haben. Sie schon mal gemenden in Enum Schwarzen. Kapusen Puli in Dernay. De Hinterhofs. Gitch halt. Titch halt. No hutch schritt. And let's note klopt Gemmen Gagen. To Or Morgans and Die Sheeb. And stand einfach near da. Ich. Antwortetet. Nicht. Ichwalt nicht wissen, was als nächstes passierte. Ichar, beit far ein, Firma, die Zwangsver, Stiegert, Husar, Betreut. We're coming on some See, we're Reinigen See, Sickern See, Mahin See, Winterfest and Vernagon See. Manchmill, when Sie beschedeckt sind, is ist keine Aufregend, Arbiter Bur, die Bezelong, ist anständig. Meistens ist es ruhig. Man verbringt, Stunden, Aline, in Husern, die Einst. Menschen, die Shan Langenicht, da, sind. Manchmal, ist, es, traurig. Manchmal, einfach, nur langweilig. Aberhin, in wieder Jibdies Einhaus, das sich einfach, nicht. Richtig anfüllt. Das Gesche, 2020. Ich, Warlaskisch, Warden. Einhaus in einer ländlichen Gegend im Norden des Bundesstaats, New York ausgegangen. Es war ein dieser Stidde, die langsam verschwinden, ein einzig Tankstall die Meissen, geschwed, geschlossen, Rissigstragen, durch die Unkraut wuchs. Das Haus war ein kleines, einsgages, Gebgud, abseits einer, unbefestigt, in Strage, auf drei Seiten, von Wald, und Home Gestrup, Amgeben, Tkina Huser, in Dernay, mir boom and absolute still. Jotas Haus Nochdem Tadder. Besitzerin, einer, Laterendame, Swangsverstigert, Worden, J. Verser, Gungsledding, Warensight, Burensight, Aber einem, Jarobgestel, Adel Dayon, Jarov, Gabe Waries, Ali Verb, Warbanon, Habzaligadin, Avzulistin, Das Haus, Zu Rumin, and Winterfest, Zu Mahane. Ichcom, and einem Montag Morgan, Gigan Ninor, MIT einem, Kastenwagen, and all meinem Worksagen, von Auwan Sa, Das Haus, in Ordnung. Aus. Fenster geschlossen, Hauster verschlossen, Dach in Ordnung, Neuron Kraut, and Rankin, Rankte Nuber, der Veranda. Ich, must mich an stringen, die Hauster, zu Efnon, sie war auf Quolen, and Klempton Ramen. Drinnen sa Ales. Stobog's Luft. Alta McBell. Dan Klingelty, Mainarbitstelefen. Itcher Schrack. Den Itchat. Dort keinen, Imfang. Keskout. Keen Signal. Trotzdem samt das Telefon. Ain't die. Andrew Ferrei. Desiegt. Nur unbekannter. Andrew Ferran. Ich Jing Ran. Aborda War Nietzes, Newer Leases, Rauschen v. Weisses. Rauschen. Ich Sugged. Ein Parmel Hallo, and Bondit, Dondes Gosprek. Ich Datcht. Ease, Say, Ein Feller, and Matched Mitch Wieder, and Die Arbeit. Ich Begin immer Demot. Foto Zoom Mahane, Jeden Rome, Jeeds Object. Das Wanzimmer, Warvaler, Alter McBell. Spitzenvering, Geramt Kunstwerk. Ease Ehrenerte, Mitchen, Das Haus Meiner Grometer, Schwer McBell, Decken, Porzellandekorian. Viter Anton im Fleurrock Ease Seltsam. Nicht Veritat, not Schimmel, Stab, and Eth Foss, Leicht Metallischem. Ease Gab Dry Schlafzimmer. Eins war Fastlier, nur ein durch Galagian Matrix, lag auf dem Boden. Einen durs sa, os, wie ein, Engimmer. Mit Garnalinio Barrel standen. Alta Zeitensausschnitt und auf dem Schreitisch stand ein Staubage. Im Moschen. Ich schot genauer hin und bemerkt, in Pinwand, Waller Alter, Zeitensausschnitt, meist Todesansigen, Lally ausgeschnitten und ordentlich, deren geppend. Keine Nomen die, ich kannt? Ales aus der Gegend. Ich ging weiter. Im Haupt, Klafsamor stand ein Walschaban tellen, auf dem Nachttisch. Ich hielt in, als ich ease, sah, ich hat, seit Jaren, Keens Mur, Gizahan. Ease Warcream Farben, Vergeld. Mit in Amlangen, Gauendan Kabel. So an Telefondes, word nie wieder klingeln, da die Leitung, Schanlung tot war. Ich ging weiter, und ins Bediesemer. Da Klingelti, Main Telefon Ernia, Dasselb, ein Unbekannter, Anrufer. Diesmal Ziggert, ich. Jing in den Fleur and Nam Ab. Wieder Nitz. Da noch an Paar, Sekunden hurt. Ich an Flustern, Mr. Schwach. So lies, das ich ease, Converstehen kont. Easy's Gehen sie im Schlafzimmer, Nick Dan's Telefon. Dan war das Gespräch, Bindet. Ich stand wie, start da, Mainhers Rast. Das Haus war still. Ich habe, de Finste. Sie waren alle geschlossen. Niemand war drogen, und nichts dutet daraufhin, das Gemond Gulsum in Drungen war. Mein erster Gedanke war, das on Streik sein must. Das Wort jetter, Animen, Dialekt Walt. Mich einer, der ander Jungs. Aus der Crew, Jürgorn. Aber niemand sonst wust, dass ich so far schande war. O Jerdem had ich, keen handy signal. Ich checked main handy noch, eenmal. Ease siegt innen Bakken, Dan Fielder, im Fang Valig Av. Ease war, Alsword das, Signal Malwieder, Offlockern. Ich versekt, Minnen Vorgesetzten, Anzerufen, a Birder and Roof. Schlugfell. Ich beschloss. Den Job schnell zu, erledigen. Ich fingen, Lose Sacken, im Wohnzimmer, Bucker, Deco, Stobage's Glass, Aberdei Gans, Zeitfolt, Sitcher Gendetuas, Komisch an, Les Word, Ich beobachtet. Ich blicked, immer, Wiederden. Fleur and Langen Wartet fast, das dort Gemond auftaucht. Dan Klingelti, das Telefon wieder, Aber nicht, Main Telefon. Das alte Walshabanta Mill Schlafzimmer, which hurt ease laden deutlich. Von der Anderon, Seat des Hauses, ein Scarfs, Mechanisches, Klingeln, das Dirch, Ali Regenholt, das, Telefon Wartot, Die Lading war unterbrochen. Keen Friesiken, Keen Empfang, Trotzdem, Klingelte Ease, Alsword, Ease Funktionären, Ich Jing Langsam, Jing Den Fleur, In Tlungjum, Schlafzimmer, Main Handy Immer, Mochen Durhand, Ease, Klingelte Viter. Ich erreich die Tiardas, Telefon Lagoff, Dem Nachttisch, de her, Zittert, Beja dem, Klingel, Leicht, Schword. Auf keinen Fall rangen, Noch einer, while hurt das kling all off. Ich Jing, RCKW, RTS, aus dem Zimmer. Ich, Walt Gihan, aber. Zu meinen, aufgeban, Gehart Ease, das, Grundstück, zu sickern, and ich, muss noch den Keller, prüfen, Fastheit, ich gesagt, Verges Ease, etwas, trebe mich, wieder. Vielicht Stolz, Vielicht Walt, ich mir einfach, nicht ingestan. Die Kelletor fort. In die Kuchich. Ich fitni see, langsam. Die Holstrep nardanter Minenef is set in. ALS ich, MIT, einer Taschenlamp, hinanterging. Ease rock, notch, schimmel, and rost. And den, wanden, standen, regale, valer, alter, farbdissen, and kaputer, Macbell. In der Hintersten, Exstand, ein kleiner Tisch, darauf, stand ein Schnurlisses. Telefon, eins, der, neueren Modell. Ease war, aus groem, Plastik and Voller Staub, Daneben lag ein Stapel Vergilba Notus Butcher, ich nam and Blettert Darren, Gied Seedhat ihnen Namen. Ein Datum and ein Kurs, Zeil, Lena H. Julie 3. September 2019, Ian Malangerufen, Kaina. Antwort, Carl M. 12. September 2019. Abgenommen, Gurnt. So, Jingies weiter, Dutzend Einchurch. Ichlies das, Notus Buch fallen. Mean Brust, Zog, sich zusammen. Als were deboden, unter mir Wegebruken. Ich sah mich im, Dunkelen Keller, Valar Angstas, ich nicht allen war, and Gemini's Jalun, Schatten Zuzihan, Kante, which rant die, Trep wieder hinauf, and blickt mich die, ganz Zeit mein Hers, kloppt. Ich habe die, Arbeit nicht zu, and gebracht, ich vor. Direkt Zurich ins Büro and dich reicht, Minnen bericht ein. Ich erklert nicht als. Ich sag nur, das as, Fool sich, unsicher, and undies. Keint Hospusetzer, oder under manipulation, geben.
Allies?
See Gabin den, Auftrag. An Einanders Team Wieder, Zoitage Spader, Beckamich, Ich, Ins, von einem, Der Jungs, Mark, Warren Desem, Morgan Dort, gewesen, Amales, Abzaschlajun. Ich hat, im nicht Erzglit, was wirklich passiert, war. Sein Nakrek Latet, das Telefon im Schlafzimmer, Hatcherad, Geeklingelt, als ich drinnen war, was ist los, Rief Soffert, sein Arbeitstelefon an. Sag mir, habe nicht, abgenommen, dot. Rief an, while Zuvergen stickt war. Amon Chessen, Tag Kundite, Mark Wertlos, and Com Nie Wieder. Is nicht tot oder so. Ich habe Spader, noch Sinn. Facebook Profile. Burpruft postet immer, noch manchmal. Aber, ich habe nie wieder. Im ITM gesprochen. Ich weiß nicht, was sonst noch in dem Haus geißen hat. Aber was auch immer, war, muss, so schlimm gewesen sein, dass den, Job komplett, outgeben Walt. Nachdem, Mark gekündigt, hat, rief Unser, Chef die, Polizei, die, Möglichkeit. Von Hausbesetzer zu, melden, aber sie fanden. Dieses Haus von seinem, Standard, über das, Verfehlen, inner, die Ruf, auf Minom, Handy in dem Stobegon, Haustelefon, bis hin, zum Flustern, in der Leitung, war, als war. Ich in ein war horgischt hinien draten. Ich swire, kont norins, von zwei, dingen sin, in tweeter ein, oskaquel strike, door. Oder ein, gut geplante fala. Musik der Naxt Thiel Irignet, Sich 2019. ich war. End 20 and lebte allein in einem Michos Amruigen. Stadtrand. Das Haus war nichts Bessendiers. Nur ein Layers. Einskages Haus. MIT Narenden. Baden. Tinum. Godden. Kleinen. Garten. Aburies war Erschwinglich, and hat einen Keller. Den ich. Auslagarm Nutzdi. Farzuses Lische McBell. Worksuge and Sanstigen Kram. Ich Zogim. Frujar. Ein. In den ersten Monaten war Ales normal. Das Haus hat sein Problem. I roar. Clapperton, when die Duschlief, and ein Geschench Frank, Jing Stendig von Zelbstoff, Mieber Faran, so altes Haus schien das nicht, in Dossingzig was ich wirklich nicht so worries och im Keller, die Tidren, beffend Sitchim, Flurna Bendum, Badasimmer, sie Warschwer, and klemmt ein wenig, when man sie aufsog, das Schlimmst, war der Lichtelter, a biffend, Sitchoff halber, der Trepp. Man must also ein paar Schritt in die Stockfinster, not gehen, Beverman das, licht an Makante, it. Alsich, des erst Maldort, Heinentorging, Baberkum, mich ein seltsames Gefühl. Nicht, unbetting Angst, nur unbehagen. Die Einsong glubern beluchtit kaum die Ikon, der ganz Rom rock noch altum, feuchtem Holz. Aber ich hat keinen wirklichen Grundich war lange anton. Ich verstout means sacken, schloss die Tr, and verga esset ease. Das, undert, sich end. October ich war Jared von der Arbeit, Zurich. Ich Arbeit, Knots. Im, Sicherheitsdienst, and calm, da her, normalerweise gegangen dry, or Morgan's Notchhaus, Ich Jing, Gerat Zimmer, Als ich, ite was hurt, Ease war ein Lieses Klopfen, dry samt, Schlage ease kam von hinter der Kelleter, Ich erstardi, Zerstacht ich bildet, ease mir ein, Elikte die rohr oder das, Haus das, sich setzti, da als ich still stand, and den Adam anhelt, hört ich ease wieder, dry deutlich Schlage. Ich ging ein, paar Schritt Zurich, and start off die. Tr dan wartit, ich nerds. Nur still. Ich erinnere mich, wie ich flustert, ease ischt, nur das Haus. Abel, ich ease, nicht glot. Ich verniet die Tr nicht. Ich ging in mein Schlafzimmer, schloss ease, und blieb, so I stund and watch und lauscht. Schlieglich, schlief ich bei, ingestiltem ferns herein. Morgen sah, ich, im Keller, noch. Vite die Tier, jing die Trepp, hinanta and dreta micham. Das liegt an. Ales war unberührt. Keines Bervon gemendum, dort untun. Keine Fuspiren im Stab, keine Zierbroschen an Fenster. Ich. Sagt mir, das Haus muss sich verschieben, oder wie liegt, sean, kleins Tier, ingedrungen, ich ließ dabei bewinden. Da ein paar, nacht später, passiert ease, wieder. Diesmal putzt, ich, mir, Jared, die Jane, als ich, ease hurt. Nick Drimmeliges, Klopfin, nur einmal, aber ease warlot. Als heit, Gemmend mit den Fingerschellen gegen, die Kellator, Geschlagan. Ich phonetic, Jingzer Bodizi murder, and showed hinaus. Die Kellator, war Geschlossen. Niets, Rutzig. Im Fleur war ease still. Ich, Jing Hinuber, and pressed Main, or an des Holz. Zerst war, da, Niets. Dan hurt ich ganz Lesein, ATMen, langsam and gleich Mike gig. Al stunned Geminin still. Hinter der Tier, ich trat Zurich, Jingen Main, Schlafzimmer, and Schloss, ease, wieder ab. Ich rief meinen Vermieter, and segt das etwas, Seltsams vor, sich jing, das ich dotcht, gemend, sei eingebruchen. Aschien sich, nix sicker, stimmt aber, zu, nachuzayen, kam naxen, morgen jingen, bead zuzamen in den Keller. Saw sichem, oberpruft, die Fenster, die Wund, das Fundament. Kana Shadun, Kana Anziken, von Einbrock, Kana Tier. Ich swag. Ich kont nicht erqueren, was ich gehört hat, and ich walt nicht verricht, klingen. Den Rest woch, verlif, ruhig. Ich began zu denken das, ich viellicht einfach nur erskipt war and mir din einbildet. Ich hat lange Gier bei Tet. Aber dann eins Knots, gegen 2 o'clock, urban ich, saw off der Couch, and saw Fern. Als ich die Kelleter naren, rete, swore. Keen klop fun, oder nallen nur. Ein langsames naren, als word sich die tr, von selbst öffnen. Ich setz die mich auf and schelti den Fernse hier stumm. Mich kant deutlich rin. Dieses langsam, nerschend, gurgisch der Scharnier. Ich stand off and schot den Fleuren lang. Die Kelleter. Stand weit offen. Ich hat sie. Sight aber. Einer woch nicht mehr anger jort. Ich wort ihr nicht einmal nagakaman. Ich schnapped mir ein Taschenlamp and ging vorsichtig darauf zu. Ich war nicht bewaffnet. Aber ich must zen. Schloss war. Ich blieb oben in der Treppstehen and Lustet. Mit der Taschenlamp. Nochita. Der Keller war. Stockdunkel. Die Glubbern brant nicht. Ich griff. Die Wand harem and bettight den Schalter. Niets Gesche. Das Licht war aus. Die Glubbern. Must durch gebrannt sein. In decem Moment hört. Ich schritt. Die Trepp. Heraufkommen. Sie waren nicht schnell. Sie waren langsam. Aber waren. Eine dick. Schritt. Ich trat. Zurich. Mein Hand. Zitterten. Ich. Schlug die. Trzu. And hielt die. Klinkfest. Ein paar Sekunden lang spurt. Ich eingeweckt. Auf der anderen Seat. Als ob. Vosich. Drikt gegen die tr. Dan hört auf. Ich. Schloss Aben Rief. Die Police. Ich saget. In Ingemon say in Minum Keller. Sie waren noch etwas en Minuton. Da. Zoi beamt Durchi Suktan Desgans Haus, and Jingen Dan die Keller Trepp hinter. Nachi wartet Drugen auf dem Rassen. Nachi narga Fulton Uik Kite. Kommen Sie wieder ho. Niemen say Anton. Keine Anziken eins. Einbrocks. Ein Dietz. Sa aus wie aufgescheucht. Einer von ihnen, schürst soger, and fragt ob ich Zuville Horrorfilm, Gissian Heit. Aber ich wust, wissich, hurt Nachtem, sie gigan waren, bliebich, noch etwas, drugon, ich start nur das, Hausa, and schliglich, jing, ich wieder hinein, schloss alle Fenster, and Turinab, and blieb die gans no hot bis zum, Morgengraund watch. Morgen kauft ich ein Vorhängeschloss. War mir eagle, ob gegangen die. Regeln versties, ich must tun. Etwa, ihnen monat lang passiardi nits, keine seltsamen Gurgusch, keen klopfen, absolut still. Ich, hat, das Gefühl, das Endlich, Ales and Ordning war. God damn. Eins abends, noch der Arbeit.com. Ich. Nach Haus and sa, das, die Kellertorifon. Nicht nur an Verschlissen. Das Vorhängeschloss lag auf dem Boden. Kaputt. Die dren, selbst stand. Innen spaltbreit offen. Ich hat, sie nicht mehr, Angerjart. Seit, ich sie abgeschlossen hat. Ich stand da and start. And Dan matched Klick. Jeeds Mau, when das passardi die Gurgisch, das Klopfen, war Nahat, mir when ich, allein war. Ich bracht nicht dubbers hers, dort hinunter zugan. Ich schnapped mir an Taschen jing. Ich blieb ein Paar, nacht bei einem, Freund. Alsich Sirkam Negeld Ich die Kellertor zu dot Ich Schabsoger Enon Stuldagagen was main Vermeter datcht, war mir egal. Kant I tr einfach nicht mehr ansahen. Ein paar Nacht später, gegen 3 Uhr morgens, lag ich im Bett. Elsich ethvos hurt, das ich bis heut nicht erklären kann. I'm stim nicht lot. Nicht einmal Wort. Nur das Lies Vibrion von Stimbandorn wieder, begin eins Flusterns. Ease com von Ergendu, unter den Dylon, direkt unter Minium. Bet das Wars? Ich referniet die Police? Sie kommen, durch den Nails, and wieder einmal, nichts gefenden. Also packt ich mein, Sacken Ales, außer dem, was im Keller war, and Jing. Ich war tiet, nixt bis, der Mietver, trag auslief. Ich habe, keine Ahnung, was da, into war. Ich will. Isacht gar nicht wissen, bor manchmal, when ich in meiner nu on wanon, watch liege, denk, ich in all, das Zurich, and ich frage mich, when ich noch ein, noch länger Jeblebon was wohl die Trephaka kommen.